It's amazing. It's amazing. The Michael Decon program. Is the embassy.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Welcome back, boys and girls, for yet again another live edition of the Michael Decon program. Oh yes, in a moment we have a full house. Back by popular demand is Victor Hugo Vaca Jr. He's back. Oh, he is very much back. And of course his job is not to be politically correct. Victor is the founder of the modern art music movement and pioneer of modern art gonzo journalism. He, of course, is an award-winning filmmaker and screenwriter who directed the award-winning film Crackhead Jesus, the movie. And of course, we are also joined by former musician and current artist, Mr. Myke Hideous. Here we are again on a night like this. As always, thank you so much for pressing play. You won't regret it. Now, without further ado, let's bring in both gentlemen right now. Let's cut this music. Let's cut this off and bring in Mr. Myke Hideous. There he is. Myke, how's it going?
You will refer to me from here on in as Crackhead Hideous.
Crackhead Hideous is here. And of course, we will also, in a moment, be joined by the Maverick himself, Victor, who is patiently waiting. Let's bring him right on in as well. There he is. Victor, how's it going?
Great. Thanks for inviting me back on your show. And it's nice to meet you, Crackhead Hideous.
Crackhead Hideous.
Nice to meet you, Victor.
Very nice. And for those who can't see him, we'll probably put Victor up here in a moment. But a minute ago, you were taking a few puffs there, Victor. You had a nice cigar.
Yes, my little cigarillo in honor of Clint Eastwood and those great westerns that he used to make, those spaghetti westerns.
Just like that. Exactly.
I love those movies. One of the greatest films ever made.
Ever made?
Yeah. Based on a trilogy, actually.
That's
think
right. Fistful of Dollars, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which I think was the third one, and I can't remember what the first one was. Oh, A Few Dollars More.
Yeah.
Another classic.
I have all three of them on DVD. I love them.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, gentlemen, welcome aboard. It's great to talk to you both this evening. Now, Myke isn't too familiar with you, Victor, but he does know that you and Jim Fetzer have clashed, and you're partially responsible as to why Jim no longer is a part of this program. It saddens me to say that, as I like Jim and always will, but it's an unfortunate situation, and sometimes this happens, sometimes there's beef, and unfortunately the freight train, as Crackhead Hideous refers to Jim Fetzer as the train wreck, by the way, Victor.
What have I done?
That's what he calls them.
Oh, yeah. I call Jim, and it all started as an accident. I call him the train wreck.
Yes, the train wreck, which is pretty amazing, by the way.
Michael, I think we lost him again.
I'm here.
Oh no, he's
Victor.
here.
Okay, I didn't see it. Okay.
No,
I'm
he's
just
here.
sitting back, quietly taking it all in.
Yes,
Gotcha.
very good. Yes, take it in, breathe it in, Victor. As you're doing right now on screen. Yes, Victor taking a large pull there, and I appreciate that very much. Victor, let's see. Oh, look, your face is on the screen, but you're kind of far away. There he is. Oh my God, that's a little too big. By
That's
the way,
what she
Victor.
said.
Oh, you're right.
Oh God, I got two of them now. I got to deal with this.
Yes, you do. But yes, look at him. Look at that face, ladies and gentlemen. There is the ash, and there is the
Good
inhale.
grief.
Yes,
Yes, you're right. My face is quite big there.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why I have such a large screenshot of you there, Victor. Let's try to fix that here as we move
Okay.
forward. But either way, welcome both of you, gentlemen, for being a part of the program. Always a honor and pleasure. And man, I don't know what to tell you, Victor. We have a lot to discuss, and Myke Hideous, same to you. There's a lot of ground here to discuss, and I'm glad I have you both on here. And by the way, I mean, give it up to the artwork in front of you. The Vance versus Newsom, you choose in 2028, and that's exactly how I feel. The artwork for this program pretty much details my thoughts and reactions and opinions to both gentlemen, by the way. Myke obviously likes Newsom and Vance very much. He's a big fan of both men.
Yes, I love your governor. He's an absolute retard.
He's a great guy.
Yes, he likes spending money.
He
Your
sure
money.
does. He likes to spend a lot of people's money. And of course, we have Vance, the mascara cross-dressing, potential homosexual. JD Vance. And yes, both men make me sick. And I can't believe that I'm given this choice somewhere down the road. But unfortunately, Victor and Myke, I think both men they have potential to be sort of the sitting president, and that what worries me the most. Just like the gentleman right there, floating. I don't think I could say the other word on the JW2, but he's floating around with a chair beside him. Is pretty much the way I feel about both
Floating
men.
or just hanging about.
Well, you can't say that.
No, he's hanging about. You can hang about.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess you're right. Technically, you can hang around.
He could be sitting on a desk or
That's
or a
true.
cabinet.
Exactly.
His feet dangling,
Absolutely.
lifeless.
Lifeless, exactly. And I know Victor obviously doesn't care for Newsom or Vance or any politician for that matter, which is another reason why I like Victor very much. He doesn't like any of these people, and as he shouldn't. I mean, they're all scumbags. I think Victor. I don't want to talk for Victor, but I think he would agree with me on that one.
Yeah, they're all puppets, man. It's all they're not elected, they're selected. And we're just watching a show. By the way, I've got no beef against Jim Fetzer. He blacklisted me because I was naming the chicken swingers on his show before it became I don't know, everybody's naming the chicken swingers now, but I was pointing that out years ago. And then he decided to go ballistic on me and try to sue Rumble and BitChute for $60 million to censor free speech, and also sued his sheriff and mayor because they wouldn't file a criminal complaint against me and send it to Interpol so that they could arrest me and have me extradited to the United States, because he claims that the thumbnails that I use to promote my shows, like the one that you have there, that's a thumbnail. He says that's political pornography.
Really?
So, yeah. So the thing is, as a modern Arkansas journalist, it's my job to report the news. And the news is that there's a lot of people in the so-called truth teller arena that are compulsive liars and alternative news media that have mental illness. There's a epidemic of mental illness there. So I've just been exposing it, doing my job, and well, some people don't like that. So
Right. And Jim, obviously, not a big fan of yours, Victor. He got very angry with me, and that's one of the reasons why he won't reappear on the program. And I wish he could. I tried my best to mend fences between the both of you. It seems like you're way more receptive of that idea, Victor. Jim, not so much, though. He claims that you are basically the enemy.
yeah, well, the truth is the enemy now, so I can see that because he's a compulsive liar. He's told people that I am 6 months older than him, and that the reason I look so darn good is because of all the Botox and facelifts that I've had.
What
He's
is wrong
also,
with him?
yeah, it's just weird. I mean, what I do is I play these clips because I bring receipts. So I play the clips of him saying with a straight face and completely serious that I'm living in Brooklyn with my mother, who's been dead for years, and that I'm also living in Miami, Florida, with my father, who's also been dead for years. So those things are simply not true. And then
Right.
he has people like Susan Bradford on there claiming that I'm stolen valor and that I was never that I'm not a veteran, that I wasn't on active duty, even though if you look it up, U.S. Naval Academy midshipman officer is an officer
Oh, by the
and
way,
a
Victor, I'm glad
yeah,
you mentioned it, though, because
yeah.
I wasn't going to do this, but since you brought it up, I've been quiet about it this whole time. She did send me an email, by the way.
Oh yes, of course.
And
She does that to everybody.
I'm pretty sure you already know what she was threatening me with.
Yeah. Of course. That she does that to all my guests, by the way. It's amazing. And
Why
they
is
still come on
she
the show.
why is she threatening me with a lawsuit, by the way?
Because that's what they do. These people claim to be free speech, but they don't practice what they preach. It's like free speech for me to spread lies, but not for you to say the truth. The truth has become illegal in the chicken swinger states of America.
Chicken
So,
swingers. By the way,
yeah.
what is that reference from, by the way?
I was going to ask the same question, Michael.
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, during Purim. This is great. It's good to be a Jew, by the way. What they do is check it out during Purim. This is true. You can look it up. They swing the chickens around mercilessly until the chickens die. So they basically
for the sins.
torture the.
For right, it was for the sins.
Yeah, they put all their baby eating, stuff and all the sins into the chicken.
Yes.
Right?
Who does this? Who does this? The Jews?
Yes.
Well, you can call them Jews. I'm trying not to get censored, so I'll just call them chicken swingers.
Oh,
and
well, you could say
I'm Jewish, I'm a trans woman, and I'm queer, and those are related.
You could say Jew. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the Jews swing the chickens to their death, and they put their sins in them. Can't make this up. They do this all the time. You see it in Brooklyn, and they're on the street there, and they're just like swinging their sins into the chicken. And then this is the best part. What they do afterwards is they give them to poor black families because they need food.
They need food. Yeah.
So they let the black people eat all the Jewish sins.
Amazing.
It's amazing. You can't make this stuff up.
It's about as good as the Muslims who take a goat and throw it out of a building window, and it breaks its legs, and they just enjoy that. In addition to slitting the neck of a lamb at every grand opening for a store or a building or something like that. Yeah, there's some sick people out there.
There really is.
Yeah. And I think they also throw the gays off the rooftops.
You're goddamn right they do. You're goddamn right. That's why I find it amazing.
They launch them.
People, they sure fucking do. They put a blindfold on them. They tie their hands behind
They make them walk
backs.
the plank.
They practically, not much of a plank though. It's just
that's
okay,
true.
one step
Right.
by. But I mean, it's unbelievable how there are groups out there like the gays for queers for Palestine, and they have absolutely no idea that if they were to go to a country like that they're supporting, that they will be killed.
Pretty much. Absolutely.
They just today, not to interrupt you, but just today I saw a clip they were throwing a homosexual off the roof of, where was that? Gaza?
They don't have any more rooftops. They would be
That's
throwing them
true.
off a tent.
Yeah, they don't. It'd have to be a tent or like maybe
Yeah,
like a chair.
A hut,
yeah.
basically.
In Gaza, they're throwing them off a chair now.
Oh Lord.
Absolutely. And by the way, somebody is already calling in. I forgot to mention that we are.
I'm not here.
Yeah, Mike's not here, by the way, caller. But it is true. We
Take a
are.
message.
Right, take a message. But we are taking phone calls here, and I have no idea who this is. Victor,
It's
this
probably Susan Bradford.
It might be.
It's probably Susan Bradford.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm actually afraid.
With the
Victor, Mike, I'm actually afraid to answer this call, even though I answered it already.
Maybe it's Jim.
Oh my God.
Imagine.
Caller, are you alive?
that would be great.
Everything is a fucking conspiracy.
Oh my God.
Michael!
Jesus Christ, it's Jim Fetzer.
God damn it, Michael, Mike! I can't believe you have this fucking gumption show boo face on your goddamn show, Michael.
Oh my
what the
God.
fuck is going on?
Jim, I mean, I've told you many
Oh my
times
God.
I'm friends with
Mike,
both of
this
you.
is Dr. Jim Timu Fetzer. God damn it, Michael and Mike and Victor. Choo-choo, bitch.
Well, listen, I'm so glad you called in, Jim. It's an honor and pleasure to have you here on the program. And this is the first time since both you and Victor have been on at the very same time. And I'm just curious to know if we can mend fences here and have you both back together, can get the band back together again. Is that something that could happen, Jim?
Victor, I will cheese body slam your ass.
Victor, your thoughts on that?
Victor, I will stick your head in my ass and drop you from the top rope, Victor. It's ridiculous.
I welcome the
Victor,
reunion,
Victor,
and yeah,
Victor, it's the news, Victor.
Lord.
The fucking news. God damn it, Michael and Mike. Everything really is a conspiracy now, Michael. What the fuck is going on?
Oh my Lord.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
Meanwhile, you have Mike over here sipping out for Israel. Oh, fucking Israel.
Well, the thing is,
shove a dick up my ass, Bibi. I love Bibi.
this is true. I mean, Victor, I don't think you are aware that Mike is actually a satanic Jew.
I believe it.
I'm not a Jew. I'm just a Satanist.
Well,
That's it.
you claim to be a Satanist, but then again, at the same time, you're a crypto-Catholic Christian
stop
Jew.
lying to Victor.
It's not.
please.
It's the
Stop
truth.
it now.
It's the truth.
No, it's not.
You
No,
like
it's
to deny it, but it's the truth.
Mike is the biggest simp for Israel I've ever heard before, Michael.
Oh my God, I know. Yeah, he sickens me, by the way.
There's no genocide. It's a pretendicide.
That's right.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's right. But all of Gaza is leveled. Yeah, that's right, Mike. It's a pretendicide. I listen
Don't
to
get me
Fox
started,
News
Jim.
terrorist, Michael. I'm a Fox News terrorist. That's why Mike likes parrots, because he's a Fox News parrot. And meanwhile, you got this fucking pretend Timu Sid to Victor fucking Hugo on your show. What the fuck is going on, Victor? How come we're not friends anymore?
I'm your friend,
the
man. You just
Jews?
gotta.
Is it the Jews?
It's always the Jews, man. When you follow
It's
the money,
always the
and you
Jews, Victor. At least we can land on something we can agree on. Get back in bed with me, Victor. It's the Jews.
yeah, when you get to the bottom of the rabbit hole, there's always a schmooly there at the end.
Yeah, they're practicing their jubilee, at their Jewy fucking sing-a-song, sing-along. Who gives a fuck about the Jews? Mike, hit me with the 8-bit Jew noise, Mike.
It's somewhere on here. Look, where is that? Oh, there it is. There you go.
The national anthem of Israel. Hit that play button.
There you go. It is always the Jews, unfortunately.
Well, I can't hear it, but that's the national anthem of Israel, Mike. It's ridiculous.
It truly is. It truly is. And by the way, Jim and Victor, did you know that Mike actually had he had the whole bar mitzvah thing going on, by the way?
Yeah,
Who
the
the hell
barbecue.
Who are you talking about? You sons of bitches. Who
You,
are
Mike,
talking
you
about?
had your bar
Oh,
mitzvah
go to hell.
as
Yeah,
a 50.
He had the bar mitzvah, the barbiturates. He had the whole fucking goddamn goyim sex party.
He had it at
We're here
the.
for the goy.
He had it at the ripe age of 52 years old, by the way.
Yes, and this was down in the tunnels when we did it too.
This is true.
The channels of New York, Victor.
Oh God.
Victor. I'm getting really hard looking at your face, Victor.
Whoa.
Really? Is my
No,
face
not really,
on?
Victor. You make me fucking sick.
Oh my God.
Is my face on
Victor,
the
Victor,
YouTube?
Victor, where's Denise, Victor? Victor, where's Denise?
Who?
I don't know.
Who's Denise?
Where is she?
I don't know either. What a fucking cunt whore she is.
Whoa.
She's probably a conspiracy theory.
She might be.
Did you get herpes from Winters? What's his name? Jesus Nazareth Winters. What's your boy's name there, Victor?
Super
I know you met him on
herpes
Grindr,
Russ
Victor.
Winter.
What's his name?
He goes by Super Herpes Russ Winter. He's the guy who claims that everybody has
Super
herpes.
herpes Russ Winter. Yeah, that's your boy, Victor. You gave him herpes.
Did you give him herpes, by the way, Victor? Is that true?
No, I tried to educate him and let him know that not everybody.
Of course you're
has
going to
herpes.
deny it, Victor. Of course you're going to deny
Of course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes.
My goodness. Well, I think
Oh.
this is really incredible. I didn't think I'd have both of you on at the same time. This is quite the menage a trois.
Victor,
A
what
reunion,
happened
it's
to
nice.
us, Victor? I know it's the Jews, but what happened to us?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What did happen? Victor, go ahead.
Well, I just that was the famous crying Brian Davidson interview where I told him that it was the Jews, and he went absolutely ballistic and stormed off the set practically crying because he claimed that he works with Jews in the courts and he's a private dick and he has to deal with Jews all the time. And so, that was it.
Well,
He
Victor,
stormed
the
off the
Jews
show.
love that private dick, Victor. You know they love that private dick.
Yeah, of course they do.
Jesus.
He
Yeah, of
sits
course.
in the parking. He sits in the parking lot of shopping malls wearing a seatbelt, just while he's parked there, doing his job,
Really?
watching. Yeah. He goes
Wow.
on Jim Fetzer's show. He's on Stakeout because his job is to see and capture images of people having affairs, and he does so, very, very wisely, wearing a seatbelt while parked in a car.
Oh, I see.
That's like me. I'm wearing a condom right now as I sit at the microphone.
Victor,
believe it.
everybody has their price, Victor. What's yours?
Price?
So he's a voyeur, Victor. He likes to check out people in their underwear, in chemo box. Well, what's your king, Victor?
Good grief! Being on the Michael Decon show.
There you go.
Oh, you nasty dog.
I'll tell you, Victor. I think you're right.
Hey, so I don't know. I'm seeing right now on YouTube, it shows the picture of Vance and Newsom.
Yeah, we're having
Is
a
that
little bit
what's
of
on the screen?
yeah, that's currently on the screen right now, but we'll
Okay, because
fix that soon.
he says he's getting excited seeing my face. I'm like, is he in this live stream with us? Because that's the only place you see my face.
I think what's going on is that he's thinking about you visually in his head right now. He could see the image of you in his mind, and he's turned on by that. I think that's what he's relaying here.
Victor,
Yeah,
I
is that
saw that
true?
massive white face of yours, Victor, and I just had to call in and say hello. Victor, I miss you, Victor.
See, that's nice.
I wish we could put our feelings aside and just go after the Jews, Victor.
Yeah, anytime. You're always welcome on my show. I've actually invited Jim Fetzer on my show. I've invited
What's your
Joaquin
number,
Hagopian.
Victor? I'll call you anytime.
Don't
Actually,
give
Give me
it
your
I don't.
number, Victor.
I don't have a cell phone, believe it or not. I'm off the grid. I don't have a cell phone
believe it,
or a
Victor.
landline.
Everything you say is a lie. What's your phone number?
Yeah,
It's a conspiracy
that's true.
theory.
Yes, that's true. Everything I say is a lie, according to Jim
Yes,
Fetzer and
yes,
Susan
yes,
Bradford.
Victor. Your face is a goddamn conspiracy theory, Victor.
Hey, by the way,
Victor,
Mike,
Victor,
what
you're
exactly?
patient zero of herpes, Victor.
All right, Jim. Shut up for a second.
Hey, what
Go
did
ahead, Mike.
Susan Bradford?
Mike, can I finish? Mike, can I finish? Okay, I'm finished.
Of course you can. Okay, you can. Of course. You know I love you,
Okay,
Jim.
I'm finished.
What was that, Victor? Sorry.
What did Susan Bradford threaten you that if I come on your show, she's going to sue you?
Oh well, that I've
What a
allowed.
bitch.
I agree that I've allowed you here on the program, staging you here, giving you a platform to talk to listeners, and the fact that that you talked about her and that she can't go after you, but she could certainly go after me. Is basically what she was saying. And I'm
Wow.
thinking, well, I'm friends with Jewish attorneys and lawyers, so I mean, if you want to play that game, we definitely can. But I have the power of the Jew, so you're fucked.
Yeah, that's so interesting that she sends this. It seems like it's a form letter. She sends it to my guests. She sends it to anybody who's hosting me on their show. These people are just, like I said, there's a mental health crisis going on in the alt news media. Who does that?
I agree, and now you all actually are on the screen, by the way, Victor. If you were curious to know. But yes, now you are on the screen, so everybody on the JW Tube can see you. They see you with the headphones and your paintings in the background there.
Victor,
So,
Victor, it makes me
yeah.
think that Hitler was onto something, Victor.
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. That's all I have to say is yes, of course. Victor, but join ICE with me, Victor.
Join eyes with you?
Yeah, join ICE. You know, ICE.
Oh, ICE.
Oh,
Like,
ICE.
come over here
Yeah.
to America and join ICE with me, Victor. Well, what are you hiding from? Where are you, in Georgia?
Uh-oh, now he's...
Yeah,
oh,
it's
there
funny.
he is.
Everybody thinks I'm
Victor.
hiding from something. I'm not hiding from anything.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people think you're out hiding somewhere.
did you say?
They think you're out in Florida. People think you're all over the
I
place.
think you're hiding from Satan, Victor.
Are you hiding from
You're
Satan,
hiding
Victor?
from
Satan
Satan's
is everywhere.
dildo, Victor. You just have to accept it.
Yeah, well, Satan is everywhere, so you can't hide.
I agree. Well, Jim, any final words for Victor before we let you go? I'm glad both of you talked, and you are, I guess, ironing out your differences here on air, and I really appreciate it, bud. Jim, any final parting words?
Yeah, I love your guys' show. Yeah, you guys do a great job. Victor, anytime you like to melt some cheese down and have a naked wrestle with me, no.
Thank you for the invitation. As long as Susan Bradford joins us.
There you go.
Yeah, get that whore in there, and we can double team her.
Jesus.
That's how you get herpes.
Yeah,
Good grief. The
Russell,
thing-
herpes, winter. You can invite your little faggot friend too, Victor.
Wow. Amazing.
Oh Lord.
Well, Victor, I love looking at these boobs on your face, but I gotta go. You guys have a great show. Just remember, everything's a fucking conspiracy, and
Love
really,
that.
fuck it is. Everything's a conspiracy these
I
days.
love
What
that.
the fuck is going on?
There you go. Very
Love
nice.
you, Jim.
Talk to
I
you
love
later,
you.
Jim.
God-
Thanks for calling in.
God bless you, Jim.
Yeah, God
Yeah,
bless
take
Jim.
care,
there.
Jim.
Thanks for calling in, Jim.
The train wreck.
Wow. Well, that was truly
He's
something
the-
else.
Oh, bro, guys,
He's
my
the-
stomach hurts so much from laughing right now.
He's the reputation wrecking ball, this guy. Jim
Oh.
Fetzer goes on all these different shows. He was on Stu Peters, and Stu Peters, he was just going on and on and on. And then he goes, have you fact checked any of this? And he says, no, but the people that he has working for him. And one of the guys he has working for him is this guy named Paul Hilf, who admitted on my show that he was arrested and thrown in jail and had to plea bargain his way out because what he did, he claims he was a child when he did this. And he was actually like 27 or 28, which is kind of weird that he would consider himself a child at that age. But he would bring fake birth certificates into the Department of Motor Vehicles to get out of the traffic violations that he had. So he had like 3 different licenses. So it turns out you're not allowed to do that. That's illegal. And they made him an offer. You can either be charged with a higher charge of lying or just being a liar. I didn't know that there was actually a charge for that. So here he is telling me that he's a truth teller, but he's a convicted liar. And these are the actual research people for Jim Fetzer. So it's hard to take these people seriously when their researchers are convicted liars. Not making this stuff up, by the way.
Understood. And well, that's one of the problems and one of the things I've mentioned to you, Victor, about Jim, that he has a lot of people in his ear and, he likes and trusts these people. And if they tell him something, then he will think it's true. Most cases, myself as included, people have gone into his ear and said things that are not true or accurate. I've always been respectful of both of you, and I've never trashed either you or Victor anywhere, or Jim anywhere, by the way, Victor.
And Susan Bradford's another liar, by the way. I mean, I caught her in lies. She's putting out stuff on, because now you could just, basically lying is the new normal in the United States. She's making up all sorts of ridiculous claims, claiming that I kicked a pregnant woman in the stomach.
Did you?
I'm like, if I had done that, that's a crime. That's like attempted murder on 2 people.
That's a normal Saturday night. Yeah, Mike does that every other day.
Yeah, normal Saturday night for Myke Hideous.
Pretty much.
So but the thing is, she puts this out on her Substack. She's probably listening right now.
Most likely.
So
yes.
anyway, she puts this stuff out there, and then people pick this up, and they believe it. Then I find myself saying, "Are you kidding me? Like, did you do your research? Did you look it up? Is there any kind of arrest or conviction for kicking a pregnant woman in the stomach?" So it's ridiculous conversations, but it's all distraction because that's what they do. Their job is to try to discredit me because I'm telling too much truth. And so now they can make up all sorts of lies. And it's okay. I get it. This is the arena that we're in. It's not the truth teller arena. It's the compulsive liar arena. And so they want to play that game. I play it right back. Oh, and what I've noticed is that what they use is their Sandy Hook promise sources, because Jim Fetzer swears to this day that he's actually talking to some of the children that were supposedly killed at, I'm not allowed to say the S-Hook, at the S-Hook thing. Man. And he even had Brian Davidson on his show telling him, listen, man, they were catfishing you. He has people who goof on him, like the guy who just called up, and they tell Jim Fetzer, oh, no, we're the survivors, and we're part of this Sandy Hook promise, and we have information on Victor Hugo and all this stuff. So, they're the ones who told him that I'm making millions of dollars working for Sandy Hook Promise. I'm like, really? That would be nice. I'd like to see some of that money. Where are the receipts? So these people go with this lie, and they literally spread it. And what are you going to do, man? We're public figures, so people can say whatever they want, apparently.
This is true, and that's one thing that Susan Bradford said in her email, that she's not a public figure, so she will take action, she said. And I thought, you've appeared on programs, you have articles out there, you would definitely classify as a public figure now that you've entered the arena, per se.
She's been on my show a number of times. The reason why she's upset is because she came on my show and she exposed some guy as being Illuminati. I keep forgetting this. Jeff Renz. She says, I used to go on Jeff Renz's show, and Jeff Renz told me that he had a chip in his head and that he could communicate with people telepathically. He's an Illuminati. So she came on the show and said this, and my show is live. So I aired it. And then she sends me a pathetic letter, which I've shared with people, because if you send me an email and then you try to discredit me, I bring the receipts. And she's begging me. She's like, please, Jeff Renz won't sell my books on his page anymore. He's upset at me because I exposed him as an Illuminati. I'm begging you, she says, to take that show down. And I'm like, no, I don't censor my shows. I don't censor my guests. And ever since then, it's been just Well, there's nothing like a woman scorned, you know? If I had censored,
Yes.
if I would have censored it, she would have been my biggest fan. But since I refused to censor it, well, now she hates me. So what are you going to
see,
do,
Myke?
man?
You see what happens, Myke?
With what?
With everything here, when you go out there, you do a show, you get all kinds of people coming after you, getting angry at everything that you do.
Oh, I've learned it.
You've
yes.
learned the hard way.
Well, I learned it on your show first.
That too.
Well, no, that's a lie. Actually, I learned it from my former so-called fans, who many of them turned against me due to political differences.
Well, I don't blame them. I would have turned on you too.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, and then of course when we did the when I would be on the Michael Decon program, there's people that are very brave behind their computer screen.
Oh shit!
Never say anything to my face, but it is what it is.
Absolutely. And going back to the Sandy Hook issue really quickly, I believe Alex Jones did his final InfoWars broadcast, by the way, after 27 years on air.
Wow.
27 years on air, by the way, talking about these sort of things, talking about all kinds of things. But I think in the end, he kind of really screwed himself over as well once he sort of hitched his wagon to Donald Trump. And, he did that for what's best for business. He had to do that, by the way. He had to hook himself up to Trump as much as he could in ways to better himself in his position. And he was facing a lot of issues, but I'm sure they worked out a few things, but I'm sure that relationship went sour. And then towards the end, he started really criticizing Trump at the end. I think probably he realized that he was in no position to benefit anymore from that after his own fans had turned on him as well for picking a president of, it didn't matter who he picked, but the fact that he rallied so hard and became a cheerleader for any of these things, basically he went against everything he used to sort of preach about. Celebrating any sort of politician. That's why people loved him. That's what drew people into his program. But he became a big mark, a big follower. He became a big ball washer for Donald J. Trump towards the end, unfortunately. But I think that's just something that happens. And of course, he delivered his final message. And Victor, I don't think you were ever a big fan of Alex Jones to any degree.
Actually, Alex Jones was an inspiration for me and for a lot of people, and he did open my eyes to a lot. But in the end, what I'm noticing now is that a lot of these people are just disappointments, because I'm learning a lot about Project Pogo, Project Zephyr, controlled opposition, how the CIA and the central bankers control the media. And what they do is they either have blackmail on these people, or they use pride, ego, and materialism to keep them on script. And what they do is, it's all distraction. What we're witnessing right now is all distraction. They have you looking over here. They have us talking about Alex Jones, so we're not talking about the fact that they're trying to depopulate us. And it's all smoke and mirrors. It's like that shell
Victor,
game that you see.
Victor, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I have to ask you a question. What do you mean? Who are they trying to delete?
What do you mean delete?
You said they're trying
to delete us.
Yeah.
Oh, they're trying to delete us. Everyone, all the non-chicken swingers. They're basically, in the Talmud, it states that every chicken swinger will have 2,800 slaves. And we're in 6th generation warfare. We've gone past 5th generation. Everybody's being brainwashed. Everybody's being manipulated. And this goes back to Michael Aquino, because Michael Aquino is the one who wrote the textbook for PSYOPs. And he said it wasn't just for the enemy. He said it was for everybody. And it turns out we are the enemy. All of us are the enemy. And the government is the one that's basically controlling us. They control us on all levels. The food that we eat dumbs us down. The water that we drink poisons us. The sky has that dust, the smart dust that enters into our skin and into our bodies, puts nanotech in us without our will, without our consent. And then they're quite literally able to control our thoughts. I know this sounds like conspiracy theory, but when you dig down deeper and you start looking at the patents, they're actually controlling our minds. That's why a lot of people are losing their minds. And I feel bad for these people. Everybody from Alex Jones to Susan Bradford to Jim Fetzer. People don't even realize that they're being mind controlled. And it's like we're living in a zombie movie, or that we're living in that movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where they look real, or more like they live. There's some of us who have the glasses on and we can see past the truth. But the others are just trying to feed us sweets and tell us lies because the truth is so hard to swallow. And you know what? I have no problem swallowing the truth. I'd rather, yeah.
I'm sorry, I have a question. You mentioned that they're I think you said that they're spraying or dropping some kind of poison on us. Is that what you said? Like they're like from what, airplanes?
Yeah, it's better known as chemtrails, but that's not the actual term.
Okay,
that's
so
why they're able to say it's actually weather warfare, geoengineering, weather modification.
Okay,
and that's how they do this.
But what I'm trying to ask you is, if it's chemtrailing, wouldn't that be they'd be poisoning their own people too? I mean, that just stuff that just falls out of the sky. It lands anywhere and everywhere, including anybody and everyone. Wouldn't it sounds kind of
that's what I've been wondering. But the thing that I'm realizing is these people who invent this stuff, these poisons, they always have an antidote. They keep it for themselves. They don't just invent these things because they know exactly what you said. Listen, this is going to go into everybody's. Plus, the really, really wealthy people, they don't have PVC pipes. They have copper piping. It's much more expensive, and they don't even drink off the regular water supply. They have their own wells. You can dig your own well. Listen, if you've got billions of dollars, you're not going to be drinking the same water as the useless eaters, as Yuval Noah Harari calls them. You're not going to be buying the food from the local grocery store. You're going to be, that's what the kosher food is all about, by the way. The kosher food, check out the ingredients in kosher food. It's totally different than the goy slop that they feed the useless eaters.
Right. No dyes, no artificial colorings.
Yeah.
There's no different chemicals in their foods that are kosher. Very different than what you can get at a Walmart, per se.
Even the cell phones, the chicken swingers have cell phones that they can turn off and aren't being monitored. They can't track and trace you with the kosher cell phones. True thing. They really have kosher cell phones. They know. They also, the cell phones have back doors where they can blow your nuts off, like they did in Lebanon with the pagers. That's why when the slaves in DC went to Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu gave them a veiled threat. He said, I bet all of you have cell phones in your pockets. And they were like, yeah. And he goes, yeah, well, guess what? That's made in Israel. They all have the backdoor technology. They work with these companies and they put it in everything. They're listening to you in their cars. They're listening to you in your toaster, the refrigerator. Everything nowadays has smart stuff, smart technology in it. Which is interesting because a lot of women.
What was that?
Yeah. So
my toaster always listens to me. I say toast, and it toasts.
I think Myke.
Yeah, Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I think Myke.
What?
I was gonna say. I think Myke doesn't really believe wholeheartedly that the government would actually harm its own citizens.
Well,
that's fine. He's got a right to believe that.
The only reason I contest the possibility of that happening is because I see people who live to ripe old ages of 90s, 100 years old, which is not an average, but a good life. And
a long life, yeah.
I don't see how, like my dad lived until he was 92. And he died of urinary tract infection. So I'm just trying to understand it all. You know what I'm saying? It comes at old age. All I'm trying to say is that if it's being rained down, if that's the theory or the method that it's being allegedly dropped on people, how is it not affecting them as well?
Well, we're actually supposed to be living a lot longer than that. If you read the ancient texts, people used to live 900 years, 800
Yeah, I,
years.
I disagree with that as well because that's a biblical thing. They didn't have the conceptual time and uh, dates and months and years like we know today. Even like when I read the Bible when I was a boy, and then again when I was in my early 40s, and uh, Moses, what was it? Moses lived to like 800 or 900, whatever it was, and Methuselah and Enoch and all that. And again, I just think that's, like Moses parting the Red Sea, or Jesus walking on water, or Jesus raising people from the dead. I think it's just a biblical myth in some aspects. And people tend to emphasize the powers of an entity or a god-like being that for example, in Egypt, when they used to draw images of the pharaohs were always made to be these very tall individuals, but that was a sign of power, power over the other people. So I think that's what's the word I'm looking for? Up for conception on how you believe that particular phrase or sentence or paragraph is written. If Moses if Moses spread the or parted the Red Sea, did it actually pull up? I mean, I don't believe stuff like that. Now, I don't know if you're a Christian or anything like that, but I just think biblical stuff, which was written starting 3,000 years ago, I just think it's a little bit more mythological than it is factual. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's fine. I'm more of a realist than anything. Religion is just a control mechanism, but I'm going by the science, and most brains, the people only use between 5 to 6% of it. They said that Einstein was able to use, I think, 8 or 9%. But the fact is, the human brain was created to be able to live for hundreds of years. So realize whether we were created by a god or we were created by aliens, you don't build a car to go 200 miles an hour and then only drive it at 40 miles an hour. So we were built to last a very long time, whoever built it. So we're only using this. Like I said, if you're going to be driving in a Ferrari, what the hell are you going to be doing keeping it at a steady 40 miles an hour? You got to open that thing up. So we're not being opened up to our full potential. And that's what I'm going, not by the Bible, but look it up. The brain actually has the potential to exist for a lot longer. We were not supposed to live for this short amount of time.
I'm actually surprised we're still alive. To be honest with you, the way things are going, and the fact that the government likes to rape all of us, by the way.
Yeah, they really do. It's unfortunate. These people are psychopaths. We're being led by baby-eating psychopaths.
I'm a
and
rape victim,
liars.
by the way, Victor. I feel like a rape victim, thanks to my own government. They rape me every day. I feel abused, to be honest with you.
I thought you felt like a rape victim after receiving that email from Susan Bradford.
That too, it caused emotional distress. So I might sue her, actually, for sending that to me. That's true, Victor.
Yeah. The thing is, there's so much that we are being lied about that nobody knows what to believe. And this goes back to Michael Aquino, who, like I said, I would like to have you on my show to go into that more in depth, because
Sure.
the deeper I dive into Michael Aquino, the more I realize, wow, man, they are really messing with our heads. And the thing is, we're psychologically fragile with everything that they're showing us, bombarding us with these images in movies, on TikTok, in the music. And boy, they really know how to control us, but not everybody. And that's why when you said that your father lived to 92, yeah, there's always exceptions. And, you always have extremes. You got the babies who were aborted before even coming out, and then you've got those people who live over 100. But those are the extremes. In between, the average age now, especially in the United States, is less than 60, which is interesting.
It's pretty low.
There's a lot of people, yeah, in other parts of the world that are supposedly less developed than the US, they still live to be in their 90s. So, yeah, it's the food.
And that's proof, by the
I
way.
noticed this.
That's proof, though, Victor. I hate to cut you off, but that is further evidence of
That's okay.
why the government does what they do. It's evidence that they really don't care about their own citizens for the most part, simply because of just the food that they distribute. They basically poison the well. The water's all fucked up. The food's all fucked up. This is nothing new. This is something that we all know. And I think that plays a big part of why our lives are cut so short. Is they poison us all the time. It's the fact that, or it's the reason why there's lots of foods that a lot of foods are banned in other countries. There's lots of chemicals that other countries don't use in their foods because they could kill you because they're fucked. And that's kind of the way it goes. And that's further evidence that they simply don't care about any of us, unfortunately. And that's just the harsh truth.
Isn't that what Kennedy is doing right now? Is trying to make the American consumption of certain chemicals, or I should say, eliminating the certain amount of chemicals that are put in the American food, which in certain countries they will not do, particularly like red dye and other things like don't come to mind right now. But I mean, isn't that what he's trying to do? Is trying to make America better?
I'm hoping he does. I'm hoping the best.
Well, that goes to the theater and the mind control. So they put Kennedy Jr. in there, and he comes in saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of that." The only thing he did was get rid of the red food dye. They still are putting fluoride in the water. They're still spraying the skies. The FDA and the president gave Monsanto a pass on poisoning everybody. Yeah, they're not
with the GMOs.
Look at Trump. He said he wasn't going to do any worse. These guys are liars. Again, they'll tell you what you want to hear. Then they get selected, not elected. And then they just go ahead and do whatever the heck they want. I mean, I hate to say it, but they think we're useless eaters. They're not even hiding it anymore. They quite literally say that. And I learned when I was living in China that, yeah, the Chinese have more respect for their population than even in the USA. I was shocked because I used to be a big fan of the potato chips and the Oreo cookies and everything. But when you go shopping, and there's a Walmart in China, and I used to go to the Walmart in China, and I would get the Oreos and the potato chips. And then when I would eat them, they're totally different than in the USA. There's less sugar, there's less salt, there's less ingredients in it, and it doesn't taste as good.
Right.
So what ends up happening is I stopped eating, or I haven't eaten Oreo cookies. Plus, I found out what's in it. There's like all sorts of poison in Oreo cookies. I stopped eating that stuff. I learned that when I moved out of the United States, and it doesn't taste that good. So you don't buy it.
You don't want it anymore.
It.
Yeah, it's not a habit forming like this program. And yes, glyphosate is that's in the cereals as well. And you learn about all these sort of things, all these chemicals that they push on you, and then you got to ask yourself, why aren't these regulated enough? This is outrageous. Why do they keep serving this up on a big silver platter? And that's simply because they don't give a fuck.
Well, it's not just that they don't give an F. It's that we're consumed with greed. We're living in the 7 deadly sins. Everybody wants material wealth, and they're willing quite literally to sell out their own family and friends. These people who work for the FDA, the people who work in Congress and the Senate, they know all this. They know everything. They know more than we do. And yet they're all compromised. That's how they get into these positions. Either they're bribed or they're blackmailed. So the thing is, most people, like Myke Hideous was saying, and with all due respect to Myke Hideous, I get it. You trust these people because it's hard to believe that people are that evil. But once you start understanding that we're not living in times of goodness here, these are like uber evil times. We are immersed in evil like mankind has never known. We're on the precipice of extinction. This may be the last generation of people that are not transhuman.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah. And nobody's doing anything about it because they're too busy jerking off to Brazilian fart porn on the internet.
Brazilian fart porn, yes.
Oh, God.
A corner of the internet that I've
That's-
never visited, but
South Park. That's a South Park reference, Michael.
Yes.
You know that?
I do.
Okay, just making sure. All right.
right. And yes, you are right though about our president, the sitting chief of America, basically, President Trump. Yes, he rallied and he did all kinds of things. He campaigned on a lot of things that didn't exactly come to fruition. And one of the big ones was, of course, no wars, freedom of speech, all these sort of things. And
However,
oh, here comes Myke. Here comes Myke. I knew this would trigger him. He took the bait so easy right there.
However, if you listen to every former Democrat as well as the right-wing president.
Are you going to blame Obama now?
No, you got to let me finish. If you listen to the former Democrats as well as the Republicans after the situation that took place in 1979, 1980 with Iran and them taking over, becoming basically raping Iran with Islamic terrorism, all the presidents after that talked about how bad Iran was, except Obama, because he actually licked their balls. If you look at them, all of them said Iran is a dangerous country and they cannot have a nuclear weapon. Well, it turns out Trump has been saying it since I believe the late 80s or early 90s. I don't remember exactly when, but he's the only one who did anything about it. Everybody talked and talked and talked. Well, it turns out the Iranians themselves said we have enough uranium to make 11 nuclear bombs. It's right on video on YouTube. And yet he's the only one who's done anything about it. Yes, you're right, Michael. The war thing sucks. But once we take these scumbags out, the world's going to be a better place.
I thought the war was over, by the way. I thought it was all said and done. That's what he said. He said the war's over.
In a sense, it is, because we wiped them out. But the fact is, they're still literally, you know what it is? The Iranians don't give a fuck about their people. Look what they did to all those innocent civilians. Tens of thousands of them murdered. They don't care about their people. They are a death cult. They will go out in a blazing glory.
Are you talking about Iran or Israel?
Iran.
Oh, Iran. I get both mixed up, actually.
Iran will go out in am I saying it right? A blaze of glory.
A blaze of glory. Yes.
Yeah. They don't care. Death is their thing. That's their motto. We love death. We're going to get 72 children, virgins that we're going to rape in heaven. That's their thing. So, yeah, I'm not too happy about the war thing. I'm certainly not happy about the gas thing. But I believe that when it's over, things are going to be better.
There's more to worry about than just gas and the price of food. It's much bigger than that, but I definitely do agree with you on that front. Those are important. But freedom of speech as well was something that Trump was a big purveyor on, someone that wanted freedom of speech. But now we see that he's also going after, like Jimmy Kimmel. He wants to get him fired. All these sort of things. He's concerned about the wrong things, in my opinion. But to have someone to sort of, be about freedom of speech, but then getting angry about some fucking nonsense joke. Essentially, no one really cares, though. Right,
Kimmel
but it's
did the same thing with him.
Absolutely, but it's just ridiculous, though, to be upset and to want to get someone fired. I think that's kind of pussy to do, by the way, to get somebody fired.
Why?
That's because that's what Democrats do, Myke. By the way, they go and cry about things and why you get fired. So to see a Republican and a sitting president get so butthurt and become a pussy and want to get somebody fired, I think that shows. I personally, I think that's spineless. I think you look like a giant pussy when you go and complain and say, "Teacher, he hit me," or anything of that regard. That's a little bit cowardice, in my opinion.
When you have all these left-wing politicians and leftist woke actors in Hollywood saying Trump's a Nazi, his whole cabinet are like the Gulag and the Gestapo, and Hitler this and fascist that. What happens? What do you, when you hear that our country is the democracy of our country is in jeopardy and the president is a Nazi? What do you do with Nazis, Michael? You kill them. That's what they do. They push these words on us, and they make their following, the leftist followers, think that these people are indeed Nazi Hitler, and they have no fucking idea what they're talking about because they've never read a history book. These are the same people who think socialism will work. And now you've got a group of people who hate the president so much, they just want to kill him. If I can back up for a moment, the thing with Jimmy Kimmel, as well as who's that other clown comedian from The Daily Show? Stephen Colbert.
Jon Stewart.
No. Oh. So I know who you're talking about, but Stephen Colbert used to be on the Daily Show.
Right.
Stephen Colbert's another one. They push the boundaries.
Yeah, but that's freedom of speech, though.
I get that.
You can say that, even if you don't like it. We live in America. You could say that about the president.
I understand that. Here's my point. These people have said the nasty, hateful things that they have.
Wow.
And then they get mad when Trump says it about them.
I'm angry.
Or anybody says it about them.
I'm going to tell the teacher.
Right. And that's exactly what they do. They bitch and complain about whomever it may be, whether it's the president, the first lady, or anybody in the cabinet of the administration. And then when they hit back, they get upset. So, it's like tit for tat.
That's very
Does
low.
Trump say things that are fucked up? Yes. I'll be the first to admit it. He's not exactly a smooth talker, silver tongue like Unga Bunga Obama.
Well, that's a whole nother problem. But by the way, we are joined by an anonymous caller. I don't know who this might be. Susan Bradford. I have no idea. Caller, you are on the air. How's it going?
Hey, what's up? This is Susan Bradford's cunt.
See, we got Susan Bradford's cunt on the program. Wow.
Yeah, this is her sniz calling. I want to say hello to Victor. Victor,
Hello,
you
Susan.
gave me herpes, Victor.
Hello, Susan Bradford's cunt. Yes, it was my pleasure. You're welcome.
Oh my God.
Yeah, your vagina gave me herpes, Victor.
Wow.
Yes, I remember that scissoring session. It was great.
Oh my God.
Good Lord. I've never expected to hear from Susan Bradford's vagina. How's it going down there?
Pretty dry.
You're pretty dry down there.
Pretty dry humor from Susan Bradford's cunt. But, Victor, your face is patient zero of herpes, Victor.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Victor,
Yes.
aren't you glad you came on the show tonight?
I love it. Yes, of course. Anything goes.
Victor, I want to ask you, what's your favorite cheese, Victor?
What's your favorite cheese, Victor? He's asking.
My favorite cheese.
It's
That's a
probably
good question.
Brahmanda cheese.
Oh,
Right,
my
Victor?
goodness. Hey, take
you
it
like
easy.
a good Brahmanda cheese, don't
Oof.
you, Victor?
I prefer
Nicely aged. Nicely aged
Provolone.
Brahmanda
Provolone,
cheese.
yes.
You can spread on your lip. You can have use it as your little sex doll lube, Victor.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
This might be
God.
one of the most
Victor, you
disgusting
sick
shows we've
fuck.
done.
It's probably the last one.
Maybe. Jesus,
Victor,
man.
you're a good time, Victor. Where do you live? I want to know. I'm coming over.
I live in your I live in your mind. I live
Yes.
rent free in your
Rent-free.
mind, Susan. Yes.
Good Lord.
There's no rent in my mind, Victor. All paid whores.
Paid whores. Whores. Hooah.
Oh my God, my stomach.
Oh, my goodness. Well,
Whores.
yes. Well, thank you for the call, Susan Bradford's vagina. We
Yes,
appreciate
this
that.
is Susan Bradford's vagina signing off. I'm going to pull a cunt hair out for you, Victor, and I'm going to put it on the wall, and I'm going to name it Vicky. I'm going
Vicky.
to lick at it and lick it. Every time I think about you, Victor, I'm going to lick my little cunt hair because you're a fucking weirdo creep.
Oh my goodness!
Thank you so much.
And there goes.
I love you too. Thank you.
And there goes
Thank
Susan
you.
Bradford's vagina. Wow.
What a family show.
My God. Victor, I don't know what's going on here. You have
No.
a lot of people calling in to talk to you, Victor, and it's been pretty amazing so far here on the program.
Hey, so just to touch on what Myke Hideous said.
Oh yeah, going back, getting serious again.
Crackhead Jesus Hideous said.
Crack Jesus.
I used to, I used to feel the same way you did until I actually got out of the United States. And I've been to Egypt, I've been to Palestine, Gaza, Israel, Syria. I've been to, I'm in a gateway country surrounded by Muslims and Orthodox Christians. And I've met a lot of Iranians. And the Iranians are some of the nicest people I've ever met, very intelligent. And they've been very kind to me. And they actually are very much enamored with the United States. They love the US. As a matter of fact, I see them wearing USA t-shirts. And one thing I can tell you is, again, it's all propaganda. And I don't fault you for it because you're being bombarded with the fake news. And the ones who have the nuclear weapons and are not supposed to are the Israelis. And they have what's called the Samson option. So these are supposedly our greatest ally. And the reason why the United States is being held hostage by these people is because their Samson option says that if the United States or anybody should go against them, they've got nuclear weapons aimed at the United States. So, and they're not supposed to. And also, they never signed on to any of the agreements of nuclear proliferation or anything.
Actually,
like
you are correct, though. They never did sign the NPT, the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. I'm not sure if Myke is aware of the Samsung option or of the NPT, but yes, Israel never signed it.
Yeah, and so the thing is, it's not the Iranians that are the enemy. I keep saying it's the U.S. government. It's not the people, and they know this. That's why the Iranians are kind to me, because they're like, listen, we get it. We actually, like I said, man, I've met some really wealthy Iranians, and they're super kind to me.
And you'd be surprised, by the way, just add on to what you're saying, though. Yeah, a lot of people around the world do love us. They watch American television. They watch the movies, the music that we produce. Essentially, they want to be American citizens. They love our culture. That's the Iranians. That's a lot of Middle Eastern countries out there actually love the people of America. It's the government that they're not big fans of. And I feel the same way about a lot of countries as well. In all actuality, I do communicate with a lot of people from around the world. I talk to a lot of Muslims, a lot of Jewish people included. And a lot of them just simply don't they don't even love their own government for that matter. And that's something I do say here on the program. I love all people, but it's the problem with the government, and only government can start a war. And that's just a fact. And by the way, we are joined by another caller. I have no idea who this is. And Victor, I'm sorry I ran over you there, but...
That's okay. That's okay. No worries, man. It's all good.
And I don't know who this is. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully it's not the devil. Caller, you are live on the air. How's it going?
Wouldn't be surprised.
I have a message for this Victor Vaca Jr. I love you, man. You are amazing. I watch you on Rumble all the time. It's no stopping it.
Thank you. I love the audience too. I don't hate people because it's a negative energy. That's what they want us to do. That's why you hear, it saddens me to hear Myke Hideous speak this way about these Iranians. And I'm not condoning.
Oh, wait. No, let me be specific here. I don't not like. That's a double negative. I have no problem with the Iranian people. I have a problem with the terrorist, tyrannical Muslim administration that has been holding Iran hostage for 47 years. That's why.
How do you feel? Well, how do you feel about your own government holding you hostage?
Exactly. America.
Nobody's making me be a Muslim. Period. I see more information about Muslims. Since 9/11, there have been more than 38,000 Islamic terrorist attacks since then. I haven't seen one Jewish attack. Haven't seen one Christian attack. Haven't seen one Hindu attack, etc. And all I'm saying is that, in my opinion, it's the radical Muslims that I have a problem with. And I have a problem with them because I've read the Quran. I read that back in when was it? 2000, I think 2007, 8, whatever. And I mean, in the book, those who follow the book, it says outright, and there's even people online who are saying outright, we are going to take over the Western world. We need to kill Christians. We need to kill Jews. We need to kill Americans. And I have a real problem with that. And that radicalizes me.
The sadist,
but
by
see,
the way.
The thing is, once you dig deeper, you realize that these radical extremist Muslims and Christians, or whatever you call them, look,
now just the Muslims. Just the Muslims. I don't see any radical Christians.
We'll realize those radical Muslims are actually Jews, because
they're not. No, they're not.
Yeah,
the Palestinians. Look at all the Palestinians. When Gaza was given back to the Palestinians, what did they do? They immediately they elected who was it, the Hamas. They elected Hamas, which is a terrorist group, to be their government, and all they do is lop fucking bombs at. You know what? Let me not even use Gaza as an example. Let's go back to Iran for a second. When Iran's army, navy, and air force were decimated, what did they do as soon as they realized they were fucked? They started They started launching missiles at all the countries around them. 12 countries around them. It's just
but the thing is, first of all, hummus is really good with pita bread, but Hamas, Hamas.
I know what it is. I call them that specifically because I don't like them, and I like to insult them.
Okay, but that's not an insult to them. Hamas is funded by Israel, and
they're funded by Iran.
Well, hold on a second. Let's talk about facts here, and you can look this up. You can verify it. Benjamin Netanyahu sent $1 billion through Qatar to fund Hamas, because what they needed is they need an enemy to be able to incite people like you who are intelligent, but you fall for the propaganda, and the evidence is there. As a matter of fact, Qatar didn't trust Benjamin Netanyahu because they knew that he was a liar. If you read the Talmud, it states that Jews may use lies to circumvent the non-Jews. And Mossad states clearly that through deception we shall wage war. So what they did was they had him sign for the payments that he was getting, that Hamas was getting in cash. And look at the guy who's now leading Syria. That guy was one of those head choppers from ISIS, and ISIS is the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. ISIS is controlled by Israel. Hamas is controlled by Israel. Al-Qaeda was controlled by the CIA, which is basically the Mossad. So what you have to do is you have to have, it's just the art of war. You have to have an enemy so that you can fulfill the prophecies. And that's what they're doing. They're financing these people. I've been to Palestine. They don't have an airport.
Where is Palestine?
On October 7th.
Where is Palestine?
It's right next door to Israel. And in order for me to get through to
Israel, in other words, it's
vehicle,
Gaza.
Well, yeah, Gaza, the West Bank.
Because I can't find it on a map. It's not on a map.
Well, it used to be on ancient maps too. That's what Brian Davidson.
My point. It's not on a map. So technically, in my opinion, it doesn't exist. Gaza was there because that's what it is, Gaza. And I hear all these people talking about Palestine, but where is it?
Well, that's like the Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America, just because Trump changed the
but
word.
It's still there.
Yeah, and Palestine is still there, and so is Gaza. All I'm saying, and I'm not arguing with you, I'm just stating facts here. I don't blame you for not believing it, because like I said, we're in the age of deception, and like the CIA said, we'll know our job is complete when nobody knows what to believe. So that's cool. I get it. But it's unfortunate because people are believing a bunch of lies.
By the way, I don't think
And
a
I'm
lot of
telling
people
you,
realize that Benjamin Netanyahu did fund Hamas. It's been out there, by the way.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have heard that. Just like Unga Bunga Obama actually gave Iran, what was it, $360 billion?
Yeah,
in
That too.
cash.
they're all on the same side. They're all against you.
Pretty
me,
much,
Well,
Michael
I wouldn't
Deacon.
say that because you got one guy sucking Iran's cock, and you got another
Who's that?
got Obunga Obama.
But,
Yeah, but there was
we're
a
not talking
reason
about
for him to do that.
Well, I'm
You
just
need-
trying to
you-
give you an example here. You got one president of America giving them billions and billions of dollars and telling them, yes, you can start a nuclear program for energy, which they don't need because they got all the fucking oil in the world. And then you have another president like Trump who's like, no, you can't have a nuclear weapon, and bombs the shit out of them. And in my opinion, they've been doing a pretty good job because there have been very few, I know that was that issue with the school, but war is bad, things happen. Nobody said anything though about the 30,000 protesters in Iran who were murdered by the Iranian regime. That's who I want decimated. That's who I want taken out.
Yeah, but again, you're falling for the propaganda.
I disagree, Victor. I'm not falling for anything. I was 13 when that happened in '79 when they took over Iran, which was primarily a what's the word? Coptic Christian? Am I saying it right? Coptic Christian? Whatever. They were primarily a Christian country. And then, as usual, all the Muslims, they all love to do this. That is the radical ones. They like to move into a country and take it over. Look at England. Englandstan. They're cucked. This is a country that used to rule the fucking world. And now they're basically a bunch of pussies. My point of the matter is the Muslims. I have an issue with Muslims because I believe, as they say what they're supposed to do, the jihad is against the Christians and the Jews and the non-believers. If you do not convert to Islam, we're going to cut your fucking head off and we're going to kill your whole family because that's what they believe. And we invited a bunch of them into our country.
I told you he was a
we
Jew,
didn't
by the
invite
way,
them in.
Victor. I told you he was a Jew.
That's okay. He's an American. I get it. He's the quintessential American, and that's why the United States is in the mess that it's in. Because again, you're talking about 30,000. Really, think about that. The number 30,000. That's like 6 million Jews. Like, who counted these people? It wasn't 5,999,999.
Why did they shut off the internet so that the people couldn't contact outsiders to let them know what's going on? I hear the Iranian people stand up and say,
I'll tell you why.
Please kill these people because we don't want to be controlled by them anymore.
They're not saying that, though. I don't know what you're watching. I had a guy on
watching
my show
people that are Iranians talking about it.
Yeah, but I had a guy who was literally in Iran, and he was giving me the stuff that's on the ground. I don't get my information from the fake news media or the alternative news media. They're all fake.
Neither do I.
They're all. So what I get is from people on the ground, and the people on the ground, they actually love their country, Iran. They don't love the government, but now the United States has made it so horrible. I mean, Trump didn't say that he wants to get rid of just the bad guys. He said he wants to destroy the whole entire civilization.
Yeah, I heard that.
That includes the good guys.
I know. I heard the whole thing too, and I think it would. You know how he says things. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that's what he meant. I mean, let's face it. He has said very good things about the Iranian people. He has been also saying he wants to make a deal. Again, I cannot repeat myself enough. The Iranian regime doesn't give a shit about their people, and they will go down in a blazing flame of glory just to prove their point that they don't care what anybody else says in the Western world, as well as the Arabic world, and they're going to fight to the very end. And you know what? I'll put it to you this way. I'm going to end this conversation. I'll put it to at least my end. Let's see what happens. That's
Well,
all I
if
have
you
to
were
say.
to take the same, if you were to take the same passion, fervor, and love that you have for the Iranian people, and focus it on the United States government, then I think it would be a much better world. Stop
Well,
worrying about the Iranians. Start
I
worrying
hate to
about
tell
the
you,
people in California and New York. The Iranians aren't going to destroy the United States. They haven't done anything
because
to the
they
United
can't.
States.
They can't. But if they
But
had the ability to make those 11 nuclear bombs like they actually said they did, and create these weapons by getting these a supersonic missile from China, who was their ally, who turned their back on him, or Russia, who also turned their back on him when they saw that they were losing, then they could be a threat. The point of the matter is, I don't like them. I don't trust them. I never had every deal they've ever been given. They have turned their backs. Sorry, that's the wrong word. They have flipped and always lied because Takia. You know what that is, right?
Pakia?
Takia with a T, as in Tom. Takia is the Muslim ideology of the Muslim religion, where you are allowed to lie to anyone who is not, and this is in the Quran. You can lie to anybody who is not a Muslim to further the ideology of Islam. And as you know, it's primarily a male religion. The females are kept separate. They don't have that. Their opinion is only you have to have equivalents of 2 women to equal what am I trying to say? To equal the word, if you will, of a man. The point is, it's a man dominated religion based on the fact that we will die in order to spread our religion. I'm sorry, but if you're coming to my country, America, which I love and respect greatly, I don't want you to force your religion down my throat, because then I'm going to fight you. Being born and raised as a Roman Christian, I had to learn everything about Roman Catholic, Catholic, really. I was a Roman Catholic. I had to learn everything about that as a child, as a young boy. And not once was I ever told that if you see a Jew, or if you see a Muslim or a Hindu or anybody who's not a Christian, you should blow yourself up or cut their heads off or rape their women. But in the Quran, it says that. The imams say it. The people who support the regime say it. Rape the women, kill the men, blow yourself up, cut their heads off, and die for the religion. So I'm sorry, I think the religion is the worst religion on earth. And I've got a real problem with all religions. Okay, that's why I'm a Satanist. But
which is, I find, the most ironic part of all, by the way, that you are Satanist and you're saying very Jewish things. But then again, that aligns, since Satan is your father, Myke. And you would say these things since you were Satanist. And, the Jews believe the same thing, by the way, what you're talking about there. It's in the Quran, but it's also in the Talmud. Pretty much the same thing. Not word for word, but it's pretty close.
Why I think that way?
You always
ask me why. But you never ask me why.
Well, it's because you're a Catholic Christian Jew, Satanist. So I don't need to ask those questions. I already know.
I'll tell you, it's common sense.
You think it's common sense? That's kind of a phrase you like to throw around. But then again, you are a Satanist, and you're not exactly, very much appreciated or loved at all, Myke.
What?
It's true. People don't like Satanists, by the way.
Oh, that's true. I mean, especially Christians and Muslims.
Absolutely.
The Jews don't care because they don't
they worship Satan. That's what I'm trying to say. So you're not far off from being a Jewish Satanist. You're pretty close.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, Victor, all I'm saying, I'm just going to finish off by saying, look, we'll see. That's all I can say is we'll see.
Well, again, the irony that I see, and again, we're just having a conversation.
Of course.
You're concerned about the Muslims trying to implement their religion upon you. I don't know if you know this, but George Bush Sr. made the Noahide laws part of the
He's a
US
fucking idiot
laws.
too.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you are having a religion imposed upon you, whether you're a Satanist, an atheist, a Roman Catholic, or whatever. We're going by the Noahide laws. That's totally Jewish, which means that, I mean, and that's a fact. As a matter of fact, Trump also just implemented the Noahide laws. They're totally.
And what is it?
Basically, you'll get your head chopped off if you even worship what they consider false idols, which is Jesus. And so, I mean, all I can tell you is, again, the people in the United States are buying into the lies. And I'm not saying that the people in Iran I don't agree with any religion. They're all
Let me ask you this,
the
Victor.
opiate of the people.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this. You're living in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Have you renounced your American citizenship?
No, I'm an
Why not?
American. I was born
Why
and
not?
raised.
You don't, but you
Because I
don't like
love
the
my-
country.
No, I didn't say I don't like the country.
Okay, I stand corrected. I'm
I don't.
sorry.
I love my country. I served my country.
Okay.
But while I was
And by the
serving
way,
in my-
thank you for that. I want to say thank you for being a veteran and for doing your service to this country. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, actually, the unfortunate thing is that what I learned while I was there is that most Americans and military are also brainwashed and they're order followers. And I was being groomed to kill you, not to kill the Muslims, not to kill the Iranians, not to kill anybody, but to kill my own people. I was ordered to kill two people who were both Americans. One was my roommate, Thomas Vallow, and the other one was my mother, because they were testing me, because they wanted to see what I was willing to do. And the thing is, the more you do things that are unscrupulous, the higher up you go. It's about power. It's about how much power did I want. And most of the people that are fighting right now, they don't even realize why they're fighting. They're going over there, and it's inexcusable, the whole thing that happened the first day. They didn't just bomb that children's school once. They did it twice. And with the technology that they have, they totally knew that that was a school. Now, you got to understand, that happened on Purim during a full moon eclipse, and it was a red moon. So that was a human sacrifice, and it was a child sacrifice. And there was no excuse for that. And then the United States was lying and claiming that it was somebody else. No, that was the United States. And that was done because Israel told the United States to do it. The United States is the puppet of Israel. And
I hear the same thing from the Israelis who say that Israel is controlled by America.
Well, yeah, but then you got to understand the Talmud. Jews may use lies to circumvent the non-Jews, and the Mossad.
Just like the Muslims.
I'm not excusing it from the Muslims. I'm not excusing it from the satanic Christians, by the way, who are even worse than the Jews. And I'll tell you why.
Hey now.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, they're doing the bidding of the Jews. They're
the satanic Christians?
All the Christians, not all the Christians. Excuse me. I don't want to paint with a broad brush, but yeah, there are satanic Christians.
Okay.
And that's a real thing.
I'm not one.
Well, I'm not saying you are, but there are satanic Christians. There are literally Satanists who use the Holy Bible, the both Old Testament and New Testament, and use Jesus as the excuse to spread hate and lies, and promote depopulation.
Every once in a while, you get a fucking freak who says who believes stupid things like that. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not bragging here, when I have this discussion with you, but I tend to believe that the research I've done since 2006, I've been studying stuff like this. So I feel confident knowing what I studied and what I read makes common sense to me. The only thing I haven't read, and someday I hope to read it, but it's very, very, very long, and I've already got tons of books I'm trying to catch up with, is the Talmud. I've never read that. I should, but I just have not had the time. It's isn't it like a 500 page or 800 page book?
Yeah, you should also check out the Zohar while you're at it.
Yes, I've heard about that as well.
Let me ask you, do you believe that it was the Muslims that carried out September 11, 2001?
Oh boy, Michael. This is a big subject Michael and I have been discussing since the day I met Michael. After 9/11, like many people, I was very adamant in believing that it was carried out by a group of Muslims. Yes, I've heard about the
See, this is
dancing
where it
Jews.
started, by the way. This is all where it started, that he's from the East Coast, the New York sort of region. It affected those people's minds a lot more severely than those on the other
Yeah,
side
I
of the
saw it.
country.
I
So
saw it.
this is kind of where you get a little bit of that disdain, Mike. This is the root cause. 9/11
Right.
is what really drove it for you to believe that some Muslims basically with box cutters went in and pretty much jacked the plane. That's kind of what you believe.
Right. As I was saying, that's what I was under the impression based on the fact that we were told Clinton, right before Bush was elected, Clinton was told that there would be the problem they were having with bin Laden, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But so, yeah, so Victor, I was an adamant believer that it was a Muslim terrorist thing. Now, since then, in when the hell was it? around 2016, I began to try to open my mind a little more based on the conversations that Michael and I would have. And I began to look up the obvious conspiracy theories of 9/11. And I am now the first to admit I have a lot of questions. However, until I have more solid proof, I cannot say one way or the other what actually happened. I don't know. I really don't. But I'm open to the fact of learning and trying to accept based factual information. I try to base it that way.
But what exactly
And
are you
again,
really waiting for, though, Mike? Are you waiting for the government to admit that there is more than just the official narrative? Because if you are playing the waiting game, I'm afraid to tell you that our government will never admit to any sort of mistakes or any wrongdoing. They would say that's against national security sort of issues, and that's one of the reasons why we still don't have the JFK files in its entirety and full transparency of what actually happened, who was involved, who did what. It's going to be the same thing with 9/11, Mike. You can't really get these sort of answers and wait for the government to say, look, this is what happened. We covered it up. Never in our nation's history has it ever unfolded. It's never materialized that way, unfortunately. So if you're waiting for the government, I'm afraid I don't know what else to tell you, Mike. A lot of that information is out there, but if you have trouble believing it, and it sounds like you do, I mean, how are you gonna wait for the government to really tell you?
Not necessarily. It's not necessarily that I'm waiting for the government. I mean, one of the biggest issues I have is the Pentagon alleged crash, which really sparked the interest more for me. Like, why won't they show us the video footage,
Right.
etc., as well as the issue of apparently finding a terrorist's passport, yet everybody else disintegrated for the most part on the plane, and yet this one passport happened to be from a
Unscathed,
terrorist.
yes. He's talking about the
Right.
passports that were found, Victor, out there on the streets, unscathed, basically, while everything else was blown to shit.
Mm. And then, of course, there is the issue when you hear about the guys who built the building. I
Right.
can't remember.
Larry Silverstein. He didn't build it, but he owned it and took,
Yeah, the
yes.
guy the architect, right? He
Right.
was the
Lucky
architect.
Larry. Right.
So then
he
there's
wasn't.
that.
He wasn't the architect. He was the
Yes.
Jew who took it over.
Correct.
Okay.
And he was the one who,
The Jew.
who set the he
Then-
was the Jew who took it over and then bought like insurance on
Correct,
it, terrorist
yes.
insurance,
Right.
3 months before, and then doubled it, and then ended up suing and made billions of dollars. And the reason why this whole thing happened was because there was asbestos in the building. It was going to cost $100,000 per floor to bring it up to standards. So they needed an excuse. Benjamin Netanyahu wrote about this in a book. They were also doing the revelation of the method, Hollywood, in TV series and even in the Simpsons episodes. They put it out there. And the thing is, they use Hollywood. The CIA uses Hollywood to forecast things. And they send messages to each other on the news and everything like that. We're watching a movie. I know a lot of people don't believe this stuff is scripted, but the biggest thing you got to understand is the Pentagon. You got to understand, they want you to believe that some guys who wear sandals and are in a cave were somehow able to commandeer a jumbo jet and then quite literally pull off the most amazing thing. I had Captain Dan Hanley on my show, and no pilot has been able to recreate what happened at the Pentagon. You got to understand, the airplane flew on the ground, just like feet above the ground,
Right.
and went right into the area
I know.
where the black budget that disappeared, because the day before, Donald Rumsfeld stated before Congress that over $2 trillion had just disappeared. I mean, who loses $2 trillion? And then the thing is, but you would never be like, I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't think you would be able to do it, Myke. Some guy, like I said, some camel jockey definitely wouldn't be able to get behind the steering wheel of a plane.
And they were not good, by the way. They were not good. They were not good students, by the way. They took flight school, all the people on board, and none of them knew how to fly worth shit. So the fact that they pulled off maneuvers that veterans couldn't do, like Captain Dan Hanley and other captains in America, impossible to do that. You would have to be the Michael Jordan of commercial airline piloting to pull this shit off, essentially, Myke.
Right.
So it's a little bit crazy.
If I may just finish real quick, I just want to just end on, based on everything you guys just said, and by the way, Larry was not the guy I wanted to talk about. I was trying to bring up the fact of the architects who built the building to withstand a plane crash.
Totally. Absolutely.
So knowing that fact,
right.
Then watching the footage of as the building collapses, the little poops of smoke coming out, Building 7, the Pentagon, all that stuff, I took it into consideration. And I began to have severe issues, like wondering, like, what happened? Why would this happen? Why would they do this? So yes, the final answer is, I have a major conflict with what we were told as to what
unfolded
may or may not have happened. Exactly.
Correct. And just think about all the this should hit close to home for you, Myke, but all the firefighters and what they've been saying all these years, all the cancers that they developed, having to be first responders and being involved with all the asbestos in the building and all that sort of shit. It ruined a lot of lives out there. And I was actually going to bring in a firefighter that was there that Tuesday morning, by the way, Myke.
Great.
And, he's someone who also does not buy the official narrative. And this is another example of my government would never do something like that.
Right. That's how I felt. You know it. I've told you straight out. You've heard me. We've had conversations.
Yeah, but I was being sarcastic when I say that. Oh, my government, they did X, Y, and Z. Oh my God, that's outrageous. I've never heard of that before.
Well, that's how I felt. And you know it because I've told you. We've had the conversation. I was shocked because I began to think, wow, have I really been lied to all this time? So yeah, it's in the back of my mind.
Program is over right there. Yes. That's pretty much it. The whole conversation's over at that point. You have been lied to, like most of America has been lied to through the dawn of time. And unfortunately, the older generations are patient zero. The ones with the TVs, those big black boxes that existed all those years ago, that was the first form of mind control and brainwashing. Now we have social media who does the same thing. Whether you're on the left or the right, you believe all the shit that these wacky Democrats, the right-wing wackos believe in. You start to believe in all this sort of thing because you're on that quote unquote side. But unfortunately, both sides are fucked, Myke. and they're playing everybody like pawns, my friend. It's unfortunate, but once you come to that realization, you're like, holy fuck, we were lied to the whole time. This is insane.
Yeah.
About everything, Myke, not just one issue. We've been lied to about everything under the sun.
I know. Yes, and the corruption that's being exposed on so many different levels that we didn't know about, that our government was just pulling behind our back. It's quite hurtful, in my opinion, and I say that only because I love my country.
I agree. We love America. Absolutely.
I love my country. I'm a patriot. I'm a fucking flag waving motherfucking American.
That's right.
And I'm fucking proud of it.
I agree.
But I don't. I let's face it. I'm shocked, and this.
As you should be.
Term, like, what's the term? Red pilled.
You're red pilled, black pilled. But then again, you are a crypto Christian Jew Catholic Satanist, unfortunately. So that's you have some blockage there, Myke. You see the line, but there's that passage there that you do need to return to Christ, in my opinion. I'm not even religious, but you need to go back to Christianity, Catholicism, be the boy that your mom and dad loved at one time, Myke. I think you should.
That would make me just as empty-headed as everybody else, as you say, because if I'm going to go and believe in Christianity or whatever religion,
well, at least you would believe in good things and not death and destruction and wanting to bomb innocent children in the Middle East.
I don't believe in
pedophiles and death. I love war. I mean, again, Myke, you have all the writings of a very dark and just a dangerous mind, wanting death and destruction and the death of little girls in the Middle East.
Well, what are you saying? Don't put words in my mouth.
Oh, but you don't need to say that, but that's the spirit that you invoke inside of you, Myke. I'm just trying to show you the light.
I have never, ever wished death upon little kids.
You hate Muslims. Ever. You want them all dead. So, I mean, you stop. I mean, again, you have the right mindset, but then when it comes to other issues, you're like, wait, no, that can't be it.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
I'm an open book.
Question.
I'm an open book.
Let's just
pour some of that sugar all over me.
Let me paint a scenario for you, okay? You're a soldier. You're on a battlefield. A child, 9 years old, with bombs strapped to his chest, is running straight at you, and he's about to pull the trigger. What do?
Does that answer your question?
Okay, checkmate.
Well, of course, if someone has a weapon, whether it's a child or a lady, I'm against hitting, children. I'm against hitting women. Of course,
we all are.
But if you have a weapon in your hand and you are charging me, you best believe that I'm going to have to put you down. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, a child. So, if you have a weapon, you're coming at me. It's going to be either you or me, and
So my point was, you would do the exact same thing I would do, but I would never hurt someone who is innocent and not in a position to hurt me, my family, or anyone I love.
Well, our own government doesn't think that. They bombed a school full of young minor children twice, not once, with the most advanced technology that we have. You're telling me that the government didn't know what they were doing, that they didn't strategically plan this, Myke, by the way?
You don't think children were killed in the Korean War?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, War, children get killed all the time, but I'm saying, so you're justifying, so are you telling me, are you trying to justify the actions of
I'm not justifying anything. I'm trying
Sounds like
to
you
tell
are.
War,
yes, I understand. I was born at night, but not last night. I know what war means. I've had a lot of war veterans here discussing these sort of things.
So war is a terrible thing.
We're not going back in time, though. We're going right now in the now. That's something that just happened. Again, two schools.
It's a terrible thing.
2 schools bombed, and you're telling me that it was an accident. That's what the White House and the government claim. It was all an accident.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know how it happened or why it happened.
Right.
But I'm also not going to speculate.
I said my piece.
Okay, peace out, yo.
I said my piece. Victor, I know you have to, I know you want to chime in on that.
Please.
Well, and it's fair because I appreciate Crackhead Hideous's
Crackhead Hideous, right.
and I also love my country. However, the thing is, it's like the people who are in a loving relationship with a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and then Brian Davidson comes back after sitting in a parking lot with this seatbelt while on the Jim Fetzer show and shows the husband or the wife footage of their loved one making out with a stranger, and you don't want to believe it because it hurts your pride, it hurts your ego, it hurts to see that someone that you love, in this case, the metaphor being the country of the United States, is cheating on you. And so you have that cognitive dissonance. And even though Brian Davidson shows you the footage, you're like, no, I don't believe it. That's not true. And you stay in the relationship. Although you have that doubt that crackhead Hideous has, where he's like, wait a minute, maybe they are lying to me, but you stay with them anyway. Now, here, forget about the kids in Iran who got double tapped and killed. The FDA just admitted that the children in the United States of Israel died because Fauci and Trump with Operation Warp Speed told people to take an experimental
thing of
something
sorts,
or other.
yes.
Yeah, and they've died. There are a lot of children in the USA that have died because their parents trusted the government. And that's not that just came out now. That information is just coming out now. They're having to admit it. But of course that's buried in the news because you're not even allowed to talk about this stuff. And so that's why we're in a bad sort here. I get it. I love my country. And if I found out that my country was cheating on me, I wouldn't want to believe it.
It's a hard pill to swallow.
But eventually you're going to have to look around and say, okay, listen, let's forget about the Iranians. I want to worry about my own home. And if my government has no problem killing innocent children with these bioweapons, then I got to reanalyze my situation. Do I want to stay in this government, in this relationship? It's a toxic relationship. And so the people in the United States, either you can leave, which I left in peaceful protest to move to China because I was being censored as an artist. And I was like, wait a minute, I served to protect free speech and now I'm being censored. And so I moved to China to show in peaceful protest my brothers and sisters, hey, listen, I have more free speech in China than I do in the USA. And the only reason I'm here in the Republic of Georgia, former Soviet Union, is because I want to live. The State Department sent me a letter. I had 48 hours to evacuate China, or I could be held as a political prisoner or die. I didn't like any of those options. The only airports that weren't closed off to China because of the PSYOP that was going on was Istanbul, Turkey. I saw Midnight Express, the movie. That scene where he was like sucking on the booby through the glass while he was in that jail scarred me. And I said, you know what? I'm out of here. Where's the closest Orthodox Christian country? That was the Republic of Georgia. Then they closed the borders down. I've been stuck here ever since. And the reason I say stuck here ever since is because my own government tried to kill me when I went to the embassy. They wanted me to take the death jab, and I wouldn't do it. So I was like, wait a minute. These guys are in on it too. So once I realized that my own government was trying to kill me, I said, why am I going to go back to a government that wants to kill me? Again, it's like if I walk in and see my wife or girlfriend doing the nasty with somebody, I'm not going to stick around. I'm not a cuck. And so it turns out that a lot of the United Slaves of Israel are cucks, and they would rather accept the fact that their children are being killed, that they're being killed, that they're being fleeced. The United States debt is 100% of the GDP. That means you guys are officially now slaves. On the world stage, we know what that means. There's no way you can justify that. You are quite literally a slave now. That means you can work for the rest of your life and never pay off your debt. You're a debt slave. Why would you want to live under those conditions? So you could fool yourself into making pretend that you're free because you get to watch football and you get to watch rap videos and you get to listen to death metal and stuff like that. If that's freedom, you know what? You can keep it, man, because that's all Hollywood and CIA and Mossad brainwashing anyway. It's bread and circus, and it's a shame because I don't even blame my brothers and sisters in the United States. They've been dumbed down with the fluoride. Put it this way: the sheriffs, they should be arresting those pilots that are poisoning people in the sky, spreading those death clouds, and nobody's doing anything about it. So it's like the United States has Stockholm syndrome. They know. I mean, the fact that you're even questioning 9/11, Myke, should alert you, because that means there's like at least a chance that your worst nightmare is true. Now take that and compound it with all the other things that are happening around you that you must realize. If they could lie about that, then what else are they lying about? I don't know. I don't want to be in a relationship with that. If I'm in a relationship with a friend or a lover, I got to be able to trust them. And if I have an inkling of a doubt that they're lying to me, I want out. I'm tapping out. You can call me unpatriotic. I call that just being like wise. You know, I'm smart enough to know that I can't trust my government.
Couple questions for Myke.
Oh, by the way, I had no idea. I forgot we had this caller on the line.
Oh my God!
They were on hold for about 11 minutes. Go ahead. I'm sorry to keep you there waiting.
I'm sitting here on hold like a redheaded stepchild.
That's true. My apologies for that. Yes.
I'm sorry, man.
I want to ask Myke, what do you think hit the Pentagon?
You know, I honestly thought it was a missile.
I think you're honestly right, but it's a flying Jew.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that one.
Jew with its talons and its
Personally, I'm
Israeli
Jewish,
star.
I'm a trans woman, and I'm queer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was worth the wait. I'm glad you stayed on hold. Thank you.
Victor, did you hear that missile when it hit the Pentagon? It was playing the 8-bit Jew noise.
Amazing.
Yeah. Can you play that for us, Myke, so the audience
do we
knows
need
what
that
he's
one
talking
again?
about?
I guess we do, actually.
Yes.
Let's.
Just as it hit the Pentagon, this is what the people heard.
The national anthem of Israel.
Basically, yes. Absolutely. That's what that was playing over the loudspeaker when they did a nosedive down to hit the buildings or the Pentagon. They said, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to play this as we hit the building.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Yes.
Big old flying Jew right into the side of the Pentagon that was studying the $2.7 trillion missing dollars.
I agree. That's outrageous.
Fuck 'em.
Whoa. Now that I didn't expect.
Tonight on
Myke, I got one more question.
Oh, one more. Okay, yes.
Myke, why did BB Satan Yahoo, nothing but a Yahoo, come out the day after Charlie was killed and say, I didn't kill him. I'm a fucking Jew. I didn't kill him.
That was a little odd, by the way, to have a...
Yeah, because he's a fucking murdering kike, and that bitch needs to be kicked in the face till he's dead.
Damn.
Okay.
You said
Fuck
it, not
that
me.
Guy.
That was the caller,
that
not
guy.
me. Yes. Wow.
I fucking hate that guy. I don't hate anybody. That piece of shit needs to fucking die.
Whoa. Strong words from the caller there, Victor.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
I love your guys' show, man. All right. I love your guys' show.
Good grief.
Myke, I'm glad you're finally waking up. Everything is a fucking lie.
Love that. Thanks for the call. A lot of fired up individuals here, by the way.
You think?
Was that Brian Davidson?
It might have been. I don't know. It might have been Brian Davidson on a Harley Davidson.
He's really open. Yeah, he's really opened up, this guy. Wow.
He really has. You really spread him out there, Victor. But
hey,
no,
so you guys want to hear a pedophile joke?
Yes.
Well,
you tell a joke, I'll tell a joke.
Lord.
Okay. The nobody on the Epstein list has been investigated, arrested, or held accountable. That's a joke.
Oh,
Yeah, I like
jeez.
that.
That's pretty straightforward.
It's pretty good. I like that. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I got it.
Pedophilia has become a joke now.
Pretty much. It's pretty much allowed these days,
Okay.
unfortunately.
I have a child joke for you. What do you call children born in a whorehouse?
Children in a whorehouse. I don't know.
Brothel sprouts.
Brothel sprouts. That's a good one, actually. Yes. That's like something you read out of a Playboy book in the back there.
So check this out. I had a guest on my show, and I cover strange news. It turns out that there's this place called Cafe Barista. I'm not sure if it's in East Windsor, Connecticut, or Suffield, Connecticut. But there's a place called Cafe Barista. And the other day, 4 police cars showed up because apparently one of the customers told a 16-year-old waitress that he was attracted to her eyebrows. This guy apparently has an eyebrow fetish.
Wait a minute, is this guy? Is this the guy that you interviewed on your show? By the way, is that who you're talking about? Because it sounds awfully familiar.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, the manager calls the police. 4 cop cars show up. I don't know how many police officers, at least 4. So the United States of Israel has become a place where you're better off raping, torturing, murdering, and then eating a 16-year-old than you are complimenting the 16-year-old on her unibrow. True story. Can't make this stuff up. It's Cafe Barista. So I don't understand what's going on. Again, not a single person has been investigated, arrested, or held accountable in the Epstein files.
Well, they all been exonerated. They've all been exonerated, Victor. Didn't you hear?
Yeah. But meanwhile, taxpayer dollars are going towards almost putting a guy in jail for complimenting somebody on the eyebrows. That's, to me, very bizarre.
And that's a real thing, by the way, Mike. That's somebody he's referring to, a guest that he spoke to, which I just happened to see on your channel on Rumble, by the way. You search Victor Hugo Vaca Jr. and you'll find it yourself there. It's a live show that you did not too long ago. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but I did see that, and I found that pretty troubling that this individual couldn't really say anything to anybody without the cops being called, essentially. And that's probably one of the reasons there's a lot of backlash against men in this country. By the way, people don't like to admit that, by the way, but it's very true. It's a war against men in America.
Oh, no doubt.
Essentially, I mean, nowadays you can't really like defend a man in anything anymore. You're kind of looked at kind of toxic. like toxic, but kind of like toxic, back in the day.
Masculinity.
Yes, back in the day when 9/11 first occurred, post 9/11, there was a time when you couldn't criticize September 11th. You couldn't say anything without other people in America thinking that you were a traitor, a piece of shit. And that's kind of right now what's going on with men in this country. Unfortunately, some of the women might not like to hear that, but it is true. You can't really defend a man anymore these days without being labeled as you would if you question your own government. And by the way, in that regard, I could say a lot more about that, but there is another caller on the line here. I hope it's the person I think it is. Caller, you are live on the air. How's it going?
Shalom.
Oh, we have a Jew calling in. This is the depressed Jew Hawaiian.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate all that BB bashing that was just going on there.
Really?
Previous caller. Yeah.
You didn't like that?
I'm afraid we're going to have to cancel your flood insurance.
Oh, my God. That's terrible.
I'm sure Mike doesn't know about that or care about that, but Mike, do you know what the Smith-Mundt Act is?
I'm sorry, the what?
I'm sure Victor does. I'm sure Michael does. The Smith-Mundt Act.
I'm afraid I don't know.
Well, it was a law that was passed to prevent propaganda being used on the American population, but it was repealed in 2012, allegedly. Not, I mean, they're already abusing it before then, but your favorite president, Obunga, and Hillary. Yeah. They amended it so that I guess it was legal now to start using like propaganda domestically. Before that, they could only do it abroad, but now they do it domestically. That gave them legal coverage.
Right.
But
no, you're right.
By the way,
ever since
that was
sorry, go ahead.
That was passed 6 months after the Sandy Hook thing happened. And what's interesting about that is because it was passed after the fact, all the people involved in that are guilty of treason. And Michael Decon had Win Young and I on the show, and we laid it out for everybody. But again, there's no accountability because our government is against us. And so had they passed the Smith-Mundt Act before the Sandy thing, they would have had the immunity, but they don't. But it also showed that the Supreme Court is corrupt because Obama put in Justice Sotomayor, and when the Alex Jones treason case went all the way up to the Supreme Court, guess who knocked it out and never even looked at the evidence? That was Sotomayor. So it goes to how this stuff is pre-planned. These things are all pre-planned. Years in advance. These people are not stupid. And everything that's happening right now goes back to even before Albert Pike's letter. It goes back to like the 1700s because England still is pissed about the United States pretending to be free. But that whole thing was also a ruse. We've never been free. So
these people are not
just
stupid. What's going on in the background?
Oh, we had somebody else calling in. I think they hung up or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's still going on, unless that's the depressed Hawaiian.
No, we had some strange things going on. A lot of people were calling in, by the way, so sorry you heard
just
that.
Just making sure. No problem. I didn't know if you knew it was being broadcast.
Oh, no, Mike, I'm deaf.
Jackass.
Yeah, the Smith-Mundt Act. And another reason not to trust Trump, and this is why I stopped trusting Trump, is the first thing he should have done when he came in was get rid of the Smith-Mundt Act and re-implement the Glass-Steagall. So he didn't do that. Again, there are simple fixes to the problem. Glass-Steagall Act should have been reinstated, and the Smith-Mundt Act should have been done away with. He didn't do that. He still hasn't done it. So, no, he's a traitor. There's a long pause.
Michael, are you there?
I think the Jews took him out.
He may have been disconnected. Hang on.
I'm not disconnected. I was talking to a caller, by the way, who is now joining us, by the way. Caller, you finally are online. How's it going?
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? Did you have
Can you hear me? I can't hear anything that's live online.
We hear you loud and clear.
Is that Susan Bradford's sister?
Yeah, but I want to hear myself like when I'm speaking to everyone else.
You're going to create a lot of background sound, though, if you do that.
All right. So, yeah, but okay, I'm ready.
Oh, you're on the air now. Did you have anything to ask Mike or Victor?
Victor, not me. Victor.
Or Victor, yeah.
Victor's the guest.
I just want to say that I think you guys are doing an awesome job. And yeah, I love everything you're doing. But I can't hear the live show.
Right, because you're on the show.
Yeah, well, we're not talking. We're talking to you now.
Yeah, we're talking to you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so lower your speakers so that you can have a conversation with us and not get confused by the background.
Well, I'm confused in general.
Oh my goodness. Oh well, that happens. But anyways, that happens in life sometimes. Yes.
All right.
But what do you got? Did you have anything to add to the conversation? Any questions or anything of that nature? I guess not. Probably not. But
What are?
that's
can
okay.
Can I ask?
We still like
Can
you.
I ask you? Can I ask you, please,
Yeah.
to describe what? Can I ask you to describe what your eyebrows look like?
You might get arrested, Victor.
They're very thin, and they're like kind of good looking.
She has good eyebrows. I think this is what she's relaying here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I never realized there is an eyebrow fetish. There's a fetish for
No,
everything.
I'm in New Zealand.
You're in New Zealand.
Let me explain.
Wow.
Like, I can't hear what I'm saying, so it's a bit confusing. But I just want to say that you guys are all like premier artists. And I mean, the whole reason why I followed, like, I've like followed Victor, I mean, since, I don't know, 2000.
For a while.
Frickin' whenever.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I think you guys are all doing a great job. You should keep it
Thank
up.
you.
Well, we love that, yes.
And no, it's actually true. And the whole thing is that I mean, for me, it's like, you know, I don't know if you guys see it this way, but like the everything that's been like coming down on America and everyone is totally against artists.
That's true.
It's totally against creativity, totally against people that, you know, I'm a gardener, so, you know, I'm like, you know, growing things all the time and it's
Nice.
hard work, but like, yeah, but like,
That's an art. I used to garden as well when I had a garden. I love it. It's so peaceful. It's so therapeutic.
Very hard to do it without a garden, Victor.
Yeah, but yeah, that's beautiful. I used to have avocado trees, orange trees, grapefruit trees. I used to grow my own herbs. It was very nice. Loved it.
Very cool. Very nice.
no, I'm just
Mhm.
calling to give you guys a thumbs up.
Oh, we love that. We appreciate
Tell
that.
you guys coming together, and no, it's important, and dialogue is important, and it's too bad that our president, the president, not our president, not my president, I'm an expat, but like the president, like, I mean, geez, nobody around the world can like, you know, say, oh, we don't agree with this, you know, they'll be bombed. Fucking scary.
Oh, you're not wrong.
So you used to live in the USA and now you're living in New Zealand?
Yes.
Wow. That's quite a switch.
It's quite a difference
What made
there,
you what made you decide to move to New Zealand?
What do you think, Victor?
Oh,
Trump.
Yeah. Enough said. Yes, yes. So have you ever been into that deep cave there? I heard that that's a really
Yeah.
cool thing to do. I would
Well,
be
it's
afraid to
pretty
do that, but
simple
there's
why
cave
I
diving.
came here. It was a man that dragged me here.
a man dragged you up
Oh, you know those white
Gotcha.
Christians.
there. It was a white
straight
Christian
men.
guy, yes.
No. Not really.
It was a Muslim man. A Muslim Jew.
No! He is white.
He is white, so he's a Muslim Jew.
Is he
Got it.
straight?
Yeah, is he straight or is he trans? That's all the rage these days. A trans man.
That's all the rage.
It's all the rage. It's the new black.
He's completely white. Although
Very
he doesn't
white.
like me much anymore.
Is he now a homosexual? Says he doesn't like you anymore. Does he like men more? Does he like Caitlyn Jenner?
Neither one of us like anyone anymore. How can we like anyone anymore in this society?
That's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm like, we both become shut-ins.
Oh, I see. That happens. You know, you get married, you gain about 50 pounds, you start hating life and your partner.
Oh my God, I love
This is true.
Hitting, what'd you say? Hitting life and your partner? Is that what you
Hating
said?
life and hitting them
Oh.
sometimes too. Sometimes that does happen. Didn't Trump do that, by the way, in his one of his first early marriages? And he pushed that bitch down the stairs.
Blame Trump.
Yeah, you're right. He did kill his wife.
Or he
threw her down the stairs.
That's what I heard.
Oh my God, he buried her on a golf course.
Oy vey.
Yeah, yeah.
Maron, Mike.
But have you met Goldie from Mahia? You're in New Zealand, and it's a small world. Did you happen to meet Goldie from Mahia?
No, but yeah, he's a typical like bush warrior. I've met men like him.
He's a guest on my show.
Yeah,
he's a guest on my show who lives off the grid, and he hunts wild boar.
Wow.
And
there's dudes like that. I used to live up north. Now I'm like sort of in the middle of the North Island. But yes, no, they're real. He's real.
He's Israel.
Yeah, I believe that.
Victor, I used to date a wild boar.
A wild boar, yes. Take it easy, Mike.
I'm sorry.
Well, thank you so much.
I honestly
really appreciate you listening to the show and share it with your friends and neighbors, because it's through word of mouth that the word gets out. My channel is heavily censored, so it's thanks to people like you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm a little bit like, I love you guys. I just want to say, like, I consider all three of you like really great artists. Like Michael Decon has the best voice on. You do, Michael Decon. You have the best voice on radio.
Well, the pleasure is all yours.
Well, it is all mine.
That's right.
And like I mean, me and my husband were into Crackhead Jesus.
Crackhead Jesus,
ages
yeah.
ago.
Nice.
Yeah, and
it's a good one.
And now you've got Crackhead Hideous.
Yeah, Crackhead Hideous now.
And I love Hideous. Like, I am totally because we're artists. Like well.
I agree.
Artists that have had art stolen, and everybody's heard that story. But I just want to thank you for all
listen,
you're doing.
we really appreciate you calling in all the way from New Zealand, and say thoughts and prayers to you. And,
I'm calling to say I love you.
We love you too, and let the husband know that we love him as well, and we appreciate both of you.
All right.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Thank
Shalom.
you so much.
Have a good one.
I'm sure I'm going to listen back on this and be embarrassed.
No, you'll love it. I promise.
Will I?
You won't regret it, no.
I think I sound like crap.
No.
But whatever.
You'll sound great. This is a good mixer here. You're going to sound great, I promise. But yes, much love and respect to you. And
I'm
listen whenever you can.
seriously ringing up to tell you how much I
You got
love
it.
you.
Absolutely. We love you too. Take care.
All right. All right. Love you.
And there she goes, all the way from New Zealand, by the way, calling to check in on you, Victor. And all of us.
Well, that's great. That's great that we're able to reach a worldwide audience. That's fantastic.
It is.
Calling from the Shire or Mordor?
That's a good question. By the way, somebody left a voicemail on here. I'm not sure who that was. But you know,
Jim Fetzer again?
I don't know who it was. They were calling in. They did leave a voicemail. They're saying somebody by the name of Dusty. I think I have Dusty on the line, by the way. Is this Dusty?
Yo, Dusty, no. This is Willie making. I'm Dusty's handler.
Oh, you're Dusty's handler.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's going to be on here in just a bit.
Oh, really?
So he wanted me to get everyone primed for him.
Oh my God. Dusty who?
Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, this is the American Dream.
Yes, sir.
Holy shit, Victor! I don't know if you're ready for this. This is next level.
Who's Dusty Rhodes?
Yeah,
Dusty, I've heard of him.
Right now.
Dusty Rhodes is he was a professional wrestler in the 80s. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. He was
nice.
Very famous wrestler, but we have the reincarnated version of Dusty Rhodes here on the line. Hopefully the handler can pass him over and we can hear the American Dream right now.
Yeah, he'll be on here in about 5 minutes. I just got distracted by that Jewess down there. Where'd she say she's from?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
That's right.
That's right. I'm surprised the Kiwis would even take her.
Oh, my Lord.
Eyebrows like that.
Oh, yeah, those eyebrows. Like a chola in Los Angeles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maron.
But yeah, I got turned on to your show here a while back.
Well, hopefully you get too turned
told me
on.
to join in.
I don't want to get that turned on, by the way.
Well,
I'm straight, by the way. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right.
I like vagina and the boobs. Big fan.
And eyebrows.
And eyebrows.
Big fan of eyebrows too. Yeah.
That's right. Don't get too excited now.
Who's that? He's talking about there's a fetish, an eyebrow fetish. Is that a thing?
I guess so. I mean,
yeah. First time I ever heard of it.
This is true.
Yeah, but you can't like eyebrows if you're in Connecticut at the Cafe Barista in East Windsor or Suffield. They'll call the cops on you.
This is true, and I saw that gentleman, by the way. He was a white guy, so white guys can't do that. It's against the law.
Oh, yeah,
sure. And I mentioned that. I said, listen, would Cafe Barista have called the police if you were a black guy?
A black guy, yeah.
It seems, if a black guy did it, they probably wouldn't have done anything because they would have been afraid of being labeled racist. And if it was a Muslim, they wouldn't have done it either because they would have been afraid. And if it was a Jew, forget about it. He would have sued the place.
Forget about
it. Forget about it.
But a white guy, white guys are fair game in the USA.
Oh, absolutely.
That's that white privilege.
Well, yeah. That's right. He in line. But I also, again, I don't want to shame that guy that was on your show, but I saw him, by the way, Victor. I laid eyes upon him, and I'm not, I just got to be, I want to be careful the way I say this, but I'm not a, and I was looking at him, seeing, I'm like, is this guy like a handsome guy? And again, I'm not a, but I'm looking at him like, is this a handsome kind of guy? And I'm thinking, well, he's all right. He's not the worst looking guy in the world. But then again, I was thinking, well, what if he was a very, very attractive looking, heterosexual male? Would that waitress, would she have taken the compliment better if he was more attractive? That's another thought I had in my mind. I'm like, maybe she just saw this pasty white guy, he's kind of a little heavy,
That's a good point. You know that? That's
I didn't
really
want
good. Like
again.
If Brad Pitt had walked in there,
you're right,
been
but
like, hey, you have really sexy eyebrows. She would have been like, yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. Her reaction would have been a lot different if maybe he was more appealing sexually to the opposite sex. Maybe. I didn't want to say that out loud. That's something I would have brought up to the guy, maybe, but in a more respectful kind of way.
Was he rocking a unibrow with the mustache? Because you can only have one of the other.
Right? Hey, by the way, I just want to correct something in the chat here. Icon Bird 22 says Smith Munt and Glass-Steagall needs to be reinstated, not repealed. Holy crap, Hugo! Come on, man. You see, this is where the misinformation and where sometimes listeners need to clean out their ears. I never said that the Smith-Munt Act needs to be reinstated. It's never been repealed. I said that the Smith-Munt Act, which is the allowance and legalization of propaganda, needs to be repealed, and that the Glass-Steagall Act, which allows for this insider trading and all that stuff, that needs to be repealed. So I didn't say that both of them need to be repealed. I said one which is bad needs to be repealed. The other one which is good needs to be reinstated. I just wanted to set the record straight. Apparently somebody, see, this is what happens.
Sure.
You say something, and the next thing you know, somehow you end up being gay. It's like, wait a minute, what?
Hey.
I never said that.
Hey.
It's like it goes from 0 to gay in like no time at all, man.
0 to gay.
Hey, I was just fixing the zipper. No big deal. Totally innocent.
Okay. What kind of mileage you get on that? Well, 0 to gay in 10 seconds.
By the way, this person in the chat is saying, who hangs out at a cafe for 5 hours, by the way? And that's one question I did have in mind. Victor, the guest, the guy that you talked to the other day, was he at a cafe for that long?
He's a spook.
Yeah.
He's a spook.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was white. Now he's black?
No, a spook. A spook.
Well, a spook means something entirely different to me, by the way. I grew up with a lot of country folk out here, by the way, in the desert. So spook means a totally different thing where I'm from.
This is it.
Jesus. But Victor, going back, did our boy hang out at a cafe for 5 hours? He rocked it there for fucking 5 hours. Is that true?
Yeah, apparently this guy does. Oh, and you're right. The Smith-Mundt Act does need to be reinstated. Smith-Mundt Act? No, it doesn't need to be reinstated. Isn't that the one that allows propaganda? Whatever allows. Now I'm getting confused here. People in the comment sections are saying they want the Smith-Mundt Act, more propaganda, more lies. I disagree with
The
that.
chat room can get a little confusing. Just ask Mike.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Yeah. I don't know. Listen, it's whichever one is the one that is about the propaganda that needs to be taken out, because there shouldn't be propaganda in the news. It's confusing to people. It spreads lies.
It's
so
true.
Whichever one that is, yeah. Oh wait, I don't know. Glass-Steagall. Now I'm confused. Does somebody know what it is? Now I'm all confused. Glass-Steagall and Smith-Mundt Act.
By the way, I think the American Dream is calling in, by the way.
Oh, let's go.
My goodness. Well, listen, I appreciate you calling in, my friend, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
Take
Drop
it
me
easy.
down.
And caller, you are live on the air. Is this the American Dream?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All day and all night.
Holy shit, there he is. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, there he is. Wow. I can't believe it. I don't think you've ever spoken to Victor. I know you've spoken to, well, actually, I don't think you've spoken to Mike or Victor, by the way. But yes, this is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, by the way. My God.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy to acknowledge Victor as a man of great wisdom and knowledge. He is of the light. There's no doubt about that. I'm a little depressed. I don't have my usual funny on me right now.
What happened?
Well, Mr. Hideous, he's just, the poor boy's got it all wrong. And I don't want to be I mean, how many goddamn lies has Trump got to tell before you wake the fuck up? 32,000 we're up to now? For fuck's sake, get a goddamn clue, son.
Oh, Mike. He's coming at you this time.
Oh, what's new?
Yeah, what is new?
Good. I didn't call to bash Mike. He's been bashed enough today. The poor boy's bruises. He's gonna have to go get some oil and rub on his pee-pee later because it's.
Oh my goodness! He's got to rub his cock a little bit there.
But anyway, the bottom line is this: Victor goes right up to the edge of the truth, and the bottom line is, if you go and you study the ancient history with the Anunnaki and the Nephilim. And the Romans, they played a part in this. They're the ones that rates. I gotta agree with Mike a little bit, Mr. Hideous. But he is a Roman Catholic. If he did his homework, he'd know there's a lot of lies in the Bible that the Catholics put in there so they can control the minds of the masses. They've been doing that all along. The Jews didn't like that, so then you got together with the reptilians, and before you knew it, now we got a bunch of Jewtillians and Jewracos running around, running the world. Jewtillians and Jewracos are running the world. These are not human beings. These are not human beings. God damn it, get it through your head.
I never heard of that before, Victor. Jewtillian.
I believe him. He's right.
Can you imagine? On, Mike. The things you hear on this program, Mike, I apologize, Mike, for corrupting your mind.
Thanks.
Maybe Eric's girlfriend was right. Maybe I am the bad influence.
Maybe.
For those that didn't listen to that episode, Mike had revealed that his ex-girlfriend thought I was a very bad influence on him. Can you believe that?
That's not confirmed. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I heard you wrong. You're right. My ex-succubus. You got to say succubus.
Yes, the hua.
The hua.
That's what you call her, not me, by the way, in case she listens. It was all Mike.
I didn't say that, but you got to refer to her as a succubus because that's the only way.
The succubus, yes, that broad.
That broad, exactly.
On a side note, y'all see who little Miss Kirk's new boyfriend is? You got that Janet Jackson on. She's already gone all in on Black Power now. She can't get none of the white boys will touch her.
Are you talking about Erica Kirk, by the way?
I goddamn right I am, that dumb bitch, stupid little cunt.
A lot of people are not very happy with Erica Kirk, by the way. It's been a bad time in America for Erica Kirk. She has to cancel all these events, these speaking engagements, because most of America is basically tired of her bullshit.
Candace Owens, that woman's crazy. But I'll tell you what, she ain't lying though. She ain't lying, but she is crazy.
Is that your kind of your woman there, Dusty?
Nah, I wouldn't touch her with Mike's dick.
You wouldn't touch her with Mike's cock.
Oh, thanks. I feel so much privilege.
Well, Myke prefers men these days.
Yep.
I doubt that.
No, he joking, of course, Myke. No, obviously.
It's not, as long as it's not little boys and girls. He can
This
do
is
whatever the
true.
hell he wants.
That's right.
This little boy, little girl thing is getting out of control. It's been out of control, and it's before you know it, when BB's all said and done with his little scam that he's running on the world, everybody will be allowed to do their thing with little boys and little girls, and they won't even go to jail, just like they haven't gone to jail anyway. Well, the
Like
only
all the
guy that went to
Muslims?
jail was that doctor that was diddling those little Olympia girls, those Olympic girls. Remember that doctor?
Oh, yes.
He went to jail. He's the only one, that little bastard.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, I
What
forget
was his name? Like
I don't know.
Larry Nassar.
Larry. Victor probably knows what I'm talking about.
You know about that guy, by the way, the Olympic coordinator guy? He would be diddling these girls in the Olympics, by the way. He was one of the Olympic coaches, Larry Nassar.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Doctor.
that goes again to the parents have some blame in that because they want their daughters to be all part of the Olympics, and the girls were saying stuff, and of course people don't believe the kids. So yeah, that should never have gone as far as it did. And then remember that guy in Penn State that they used to have a statue for him and everything?
Absolutely, yes.
And he was diddling the boys.
Sandusky, right.
In the shower. So it's like, there's a lot of pedos running around. And I don't know. It's just the laws are all messed up in the United States.
I think
all religions are bad. All the religions are bad. I mean, Mike's right. Victor's right. I'm right. Michael Deacon's right. It's all fucked up. There is no good guys. The only good guys is the Illuminati. You guys all think the Illuminati are bad. We are of the light. We're here to bring the truth. If you can't deal with it, then that's too bad. But this is what we're going to talk about. If we can't talk about the truth, I don't want to talk.
I like this guy. He's a good guy. Well, we don't disagree with you. We all kind of universally agree that some laws need to be changed. You could, in some states, you can get away with a lot, basically. But if you have caught with like a joint, a seed, something like that, it's a serious time, by the way. Those that traffic marijuana in some states would get a lesser fine, or a more reduced, not even a reduced fine, a more strict sort of fine. That if you get caught trafficking, let's say if you went and molested a woman, I should say a child, basically, you'd be doing way less time. It's pretty.
I'll tell you, you want to talk
outrageous.
about time? I'm going to tell you some story. This is a true story about some time. A good friend of mine took a drive from California out to Montana. On the way out to Montana, he stopped in Idaho to get some gas. Some of these little towns, you pull over, there's no goddamn sign that tells you what the speed limit is, so you just figure 35 sounds about right. Well, maybe 25 is the limit, but you don't know. So little Jerry, local cop dude pulls you over, and then he finds a fucking pipe in your car. It's got no marijuana, no nothing in there. He takes it, makes you go to court and pay $500 fine for a fucking pipe that it didn't even have any marijuana in it. And that's a bullshit right there. So stay out of Idaho. Don't bring your pot in there. Don't bring your marijuana pipe in there. Don't even think about it because they will fucking fuck up your life.
Okay.
Pretty outrageous. Wow, Idaho. Don't want to go there, Myke.
Yeah.
And Victor.
Yes. Lots of devils in Idaho
good.
up in there. They're all over the place.
Good tip. Thank you.
Yeah.
Those are those Israelians, as the chat room now is calling them.
But they're Bigfoot up there. They got lots of Bigfoot up there in Idaho. And, absolutely Bigfoot all over the goddamn place up there, up in the mountains, all over the place in Montana and whatnot. Of course, Washington State and Oregon, and of course they do as well. But those creatures, those are Nephilim hybrids, and people haven't figured that out yet. The Nephilim made those people long ago. They're part alien in a sense that they can do things that the standard humans can't do. That's why they're able to survive and hide, and they're basically been told that you guys live in the woods and that's it. Don't try to get out there and have a fucking pancake breakfast at Denny's or nothing, because that ain't gonna fly.
It's pretty outrageous. Victor, I think
what about Victor? Do you believe in Bigfoot? Victor?
I think we covered all bases here tonight. Victor, talking about Bigfoot now.
I believe in pancakes.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe in.
What about Michael? Michael
in,
Hideous? You believe in the Bigfoot, Michael?
No.
You don't, God damn it, you dumb motherfucker. God, Jesus. I bet you heard of Searching for Bigfoot. They got that show on TV. Just there's got all Will Bigfoot radio. They're all over the place. Bigfoot everywhere. Shit, for God's sake, they're everywhere. There's more Bigfoot than there are Satanists, by the way. I just want to let you know. If the Satanists ever try to challenge the Will Bigfoot, the Satanists like to eat people, but the Bigfoot will eat your ass before a Satanist will. I can promise you that.
My goodness. Victor, by the way, that's one thing I've never heard you ever discuss on your show, by the way, the existence or non-existence of Big Feet, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the skunk ape, the hairy man. There's all kinds of different names for it. Victor, I'm very curious where you are in terms of this creature.
I believe anything is possible. I believe in the abominable snowman and Bigfoot. I've never seen him. I'd love to catch a glimpse. I know that a lot of the footage that's out there is fake, but we're living in such a strange time. Anything is possible. I don't discount anything at this point. The fact that Myke Hideous or Crackhead Jesus Hideous believes in what he believes in makes me realize, you know what? Anything is possible, man.
Anything is possible. This is true. Anything is possible. Anything and everything is very possible these days. I don't rule it out. It's very outrageous, all of it. And again, in this coming year, with everything that's been going on, you really can't rule everything. You can't really throw it off the table these days. I don't have to remind you about what we've been going through the last 5 years now, what happened, what was pulled off on the American public. We don't need to get into details. We know what I'm talking about. But these things are true, and they're all related, by the way, unfortunately.
Hey, I like that picture you put up there. That's a beautiful, what is that, a black hole?
Yeah, that's well, the women aren't holes exactly, but that's
I dated a black hole.
But yeah, that's a cosmic.
Black hole.
And Myke dated a black hole, black woman, but he's calling her a black hole. Nappy-headed hoe.
That was a black whore.
Black whore. But yes, I'm bringing people together. You know, I'm bringing the Democrats and the Republican audience together, in terms of visual art. Victor.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to do, I think, in these troubled times. Very troubled times. And my goodness, I'm thrown off by the whole Bigfoot thing again now, and I blame the American dream here for doing that. But yes, Bigfoot. I haven't seen anything significant just yet, but I'm hoping that we get to some answers about Bigfoot, if it does exist. We'll find out eventually.
Wow, it's the first time.
By the way,
it's in the FOIA. The FBI is, if you look at the FOIA documents that have been released, the FBI and the Army Corps have both acknowledged it, but people just decide not to read. I guess that might be the problem.
A lot of people don't read, no, but it's one of those things that I'm hoping that does exist. I like to believe that we live in a world that is full of big feet. I'd love that, but I haven't seen one myself yet. I've experienced other weird things in this world, but I've never seen a Bigfoot. I love Bigfoot, but we'll find out.
By the way, guys, is it just me or that picture that you have up there of those two ladies? I don't understand how anybody could be gay. I mean, how can you?
I understand.
Looking at that, if I was gay, that would turn me straight.
You'd be straight.
I mean, that's just beautiful. Yeah.
Well, I don't disagree.
That's just, I just can't even imagine, falling in love with another man's hairy ass.
Oh my God! Thank you.
I mean, this is just beautiful. You could leave that on for the rest of the show. That's fantastic.
We could, if you'd like. We could do that. We could do that for
great.
you.
Yeah, that's inspiring. That inspires me.
I'm trying to inspire the world. I see.
I love their eyebrows.
Oh, they have great eyebrows.
Eyebrows are so hot. Yeah, look at those eyebrows. My goodness.
Eyebrows are nice. Since we have the American dream here, Dusty, what is going on out there, by the way, in your neck of the woods? What are people seeing in the streets?
There's not much being said right now. We're just, we're on a holding pattern because, as soon as you start to figure out what lie Trump told today, there's another one tomorrow. And then the one after that comes later on, and then that little Clearland Lovett bitch, little blonde bimbo gets on there, tells her lies. So we got 8 lies to analyze within about a 48-hour period. By the time we can figure it out, they got new lies on the table. So what the hell's going on? I just don't know.
Are you a Kamala voter?
I would not vote for Kamala or Biden. Matter of fact, I don't know that there's any president other than possibly Jimmy Carter. Might have been the only one that I would have voted for.
Jimmy Carter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Jimmy Carter, about the only boy I would have ever voted for.
That only boy, I like that.
And Ross Perot, I would have voted for Ross too. By the way,
Perot was good. I liked Perot.
Ross Perot. Yeah, these are all names I didn't expect to hear this evening. That's for sure.
You're too young for Ross Perot.
I would not have voted for Eisenhower. Was a bad move, by the way. Eisenhower, that's the dude that made the deal with the aliens. Because of his deal with the aliens is why we're as fucked up as we are right now, because they said, okay, give us technology, we'll let the aliens abduct your people. And now these motherfuckers got bases everywhere, and they're joined the military. They created all these hybrids. We got hybrid people running all over the place. Can't even tell if they're human or what the hell they are, but they're all part of the alien agenda. Telling you right now, Truman and Eisenhower allowed the alien agenda to enter our world, and we are fucked. We are gonna be fucked. I don't give a shit how good Donald Trump thinks he is or Bibi. They can't beat the aliens. Just that simple.
Michael.
Hey, Mike, do you think you've ever had sex with a hybrid?
No. I've had sex with a lot of stupid women, but not a hybrid. By the way, Michael, if I may, real quick, I just want to ask, who does this guy sound like?
Oh, well, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. That's who he sounds like.
He sounds like Alex Jones.
He sounds like Alex Jones to you.
Yeah, that rough voice. I'm just saying.
Oh,
it's
well,
not an
that's
insult.
true.
He sounds like Alex Jones to me.
I could hear that, yeah. I could see how you could interpretate that, yeah.
It's not an insult.
Did you see that? Did you see that statue that was recently uncovered of a Nephilim, an alien copulating with a woman, with a female human being?
Really?
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Where is that?
Yeah, where is that at?
It just came out. They just discovered it. I don't know. Just type it in. Alien having sex with woman statue, I suppose.
Are you saying this was something that was like archaeologically? I don't even know if that's a word. It was like dug up by archaeologists.
Yeah. Because apparently they have been here, these aliens, and they have been mating and stuff, and they've been mating with humans, which explains some of my ex-girlfriends. But yeah, apparently this is true.
Well, I don't know where to look for that sort of thing on this computer, but I would like to see these aliens banging away. I mean, that'd be pretty funny, at least in my opinion.
Pretty scary, actually.
Well, I mean, there's a vagina, there's a penis. These things have existed since the dawn of time, and it looks very appealing. Penis, going inside of a vagina, very appealing. So it doesn't surprise me. That sounded very crude, by the way. But hey, that's reality, unfortunately. But yes, I don't see this statue anywhere, though, Victor. But I'll take your word for it.
Hey, by the way, do you guys believe Charlie Kirk is dead?
Well,
yes, I do.
Well,
yes,
he looked pretty dead. But, some people don't say it was by bullets. Some say he was electrocuted by the microphone. Everyone has all sorts of different theories of Charlie Kirk. And it's interesting that you say that because near where I live, Victor, there's a town called Westminster, by the way. And they have a sort of a sign there, a street now, named after Charlie Kirk, by the way. But yes, this is in Westminster, by the way. It made recent headlines due to Charlie Kirk. A street has been named after him, and it's called It's caused a lot of debates amongst those who live in that area. It's rather interesting that that does exist. And your thoughts and opinions on that, Victor, with the whole microphone thing. Do you think that was sort of bullshit?
Yeah, I don't trust
You don't
any
believe that?
of the alt. I don't trust any of the alt news or the fake news that believe that he's dead. Just looking at
Okay.
all the evidence that's there, having been in the film industry, that was staged. The fact that there was a book published before the event, the fact that the name of the guy was looked up before the event, just like what happened recently with Donald Trump at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. That guy's name, Alan Cole, was Googled 24 to 48 hours before in Israel. And the whole Charlie Kirk thing, the thing that really got me was that they claimed in the autopsy that he was like the man of steel, that the bullet went into his neck, hit his a bone that was like of steel, went down his spine, and then when it got to his flesh of his ass, he's got buns of steel because the bullet didn't go through his ass. It actually didn't even go through the plastic chair.
Buns of steel.
It just stopped. Yeah, it just stopped. So that was one thing, because that's ridiculous. And then the other thing, when they took him to the car, to that black SUV, there were no medics there. And medics are supposed to be at events that have over a certain number of people. And medics were at all the previous events that he had, but they weren't there. The people that took him were all, they looked like feds that took him. And when they took him to the vehicle, there was no blood anywhere. So the blood was gushing out of his neck, but then no more blood. When they took him to the car, there's no blood on the ground. There's no blood on the clothing of anybody. There's no blood anywhere. If he was bleeding that way, listen, I've got I got cut shaving, and I've had more bleeding than that. So, and then they covered up the crime scene. They completely covered it up, and then a judge issued like nobody could speak about it. Over 3,200 people, all the people in attendance, and then some, were told that they can't speak about it. That's just too weird. And then Valhalla is a place where they put the people who are in witness protection. And I also don't believe that Epstein died. So, like the guy from Mossad said on CBS News 60 Minutes, we are the directors, we are the producers, we're the screenwriters. The world is our stage. We're watching a movie. That was a movie production. Also, another thing you'll notice, you can turn on the evening news any day, and somebody will say, oh, well, we just want to give a warning to those who are sensitive. The footage that you might see may be upsetting to some. And then they show you some stupid thing of like a cat falling out of a tree, you know? Meanwhile, they were showing the footage of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck and the blood coming out like a horror movie. And they were showing it to kids, no warning, just like, here, watch this. That was the trauma.
That video was everywhere, by the way. You couldn't go anywhere online without seeing the graphic footage.
Yeah, they did the same thing on September 11th because that's supposed to traumatize people. And that's what they're doing right now. They're traumatizing Americans.
By the way, I'm traumatized. Yeah, I'm traumatized by that photograph of Charlie Kirk in the chat room, by the way. A very scary.
Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, I have a photograph of him right now, and it's kind of freaking me out.
Yeah, look at those teeth. Plus, his wife, my God, she's like wearing leather pants. They got the stadium where they had his so-called funeral celebration months in advance. They canceled. They didn't even have anything scheduled after that. So they knew that he wasn't going to be doing any more shows. There's too many anomalies. Nobody's talking about them. Nobody's even questioning them. You're not allowed to say anything. And then the bullet didn't match the rifle that was used, and the bullet that they say he used, that would have blown his head off, like the guy from the movie Scanners. Have you ever seen that movie Scanners, where the guy's head just blows up?
I have. And by the way, I think we dropped the American Dream on accident. By the way, as someone called in, it bumped them off for some odd reason, and we are joined by another caller. And I really Appreciate the American Dream for calling in. I have no idea what happened, but he was booted here. We're running a whole different sort of machine here that's taking calls. I apologize to him if he's listening, but we are joined by another caller. And Victor, you dropped a lot there. I will respond to some of that, but caller, you are on the air. How's it going?
Yeah, it's Mike, your co-host. Can you put me back on the show?
Oh, what
I got
happened?
Bumped off.
You got bumped off too.
I got bumped off. Yeah,
I'm waiting to go back.
Hey,
oh, there he is. All right,
Michael,
is back.
can you do me a favor? Can you put the picture of those girls back on? Because this picture of Charlie Kirk is really disturbing.
It is scaring me. I have to agree with you. That was a very traumatic experience.
Good grief! Look at those gums. Put those girls back on, please.
I agree.
Can you hear me?
We hear you, Mike.
Okay, I got bumped off. Sorry.
I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on. Everybody got bumped off. Even the American Dream got bumped off there. But yes, we're back. We're back in the house, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, I do appreciate the ladies better than the Charlie Kirk sort of thing. By the way, that was terrifying. And I had this other image up here earlier on in the program where you were talking, Victor, and you mentioned Michael Aquino, and I was someone had sent me this right before we did the show, and there is Michael Aquino and Erica Kirk and JD Vance in some sort of weird fusion of the two, and they're saying that that's who I don't know what they're trying to say in this photograph, but it's a pretty disturbing photograph in its own right.
Yeah, trauma-based mind control. That's exactly what's going on there. They're really trying to control the population with that, and it works because they control the media, and you're not allowed to say anything. So I don't trust anybody that I hear saying that he's dead, especially if they've looked at all the evidence that's out there. I did a totally deep dive on that with Ronald Farnham.
Okay.
And if you guys want to check that out, we really lay it out. I'm not just like, saying this to be a conspiracy theorist. Oh man, no, don't put that there.
I told you that was
yeah. Look at Michael Aquino.
Yeah, those eyebrows.
Yeah.
I wonder if he would get complimented on those eyebrows too. By the way.
Yeah, that Michael Aquino guy. That's amazing that you interviewed him, and I think you got one of his last interviews.
I did. Yes, Mike was there too. We've interviewed him numerous times. I've interviewed him alone. I've spoken to him off air quite a few times, and now he's gone. Dust in the wind now. But yes, speaking of which, I believe there was also somebody who is also part of Turning Point USA who also did something with Michael Aquino. I believe he co-authored some sort of book. I believe I had read something like that, and I found that quite interesting. So it all might be just a psyop, and it is rather telling that a podcaster, and I use that term very loosely, quote-unquote podcaster, rose that quickly and acquired that much fame and success just so ridiculously. Even Benjamin Netanyahu called in and said there was no involvement on his part, all for an American podcaster. I mean, that's very unheard of, almost like it was a psyop of sorts. So I could see that now. I could see the writing on the wall. Most likely that's what it was, a psyop of sorts.
Yeah, they flew him on one of the Air Force One planes. I mean, they gave this guy, the timing was right for everything. Just like the attempted assassination at the correspondence dinner, they need to distract people from everything. And again, nobody's talking about Epstein. I want to know what's going on with Epstein. Forget about what's going on in Iran. And nobody's talking about what's going to be happening with the famine and the energy crisis and all that stuff. It's just bizarre. It's really, really strange.
Well, that's the way it works.
Again, yeah. So how are you? Are you stocking up on stuff, Michael?
I got plenty of water, plenty of food that's just disgusting that's out there that I could eat in case shit hits the fan. And I know Mike also does quite a bit of that as well in his own right. I know he's kind of a prepper of sorts. Right, Mike?
Yes, not as much as I'd like to be, but starting in 2023, I began to buy massive amounts of food. I currently own 10 times 3, 30, 40, 50, 60, 30, 1, 2, 3. I own 36 gallons of water stocked. I'm stocked to the gills in ammunition. The only thing I don't have is a bunker, so if anything happened, I'd probably die anyway.
You'd be dead.
But yeah, I'm plenty stocked.
Very good. And what about you, Victor? Are you maybe, where you are, you never really know what's going to happen out there.
Actually, I feel pretty safe because
you feel safe.
The Russians are friendly with the Republic of Georgia. So are the Armenians and the Ajarians, and there's plenty of fuel. Plus, these people are on hydroelectric, and they've been through wars before, so they have they grow stuff. It's non-GMO. Yep. There's plenty of fruits and vegetables. I'm surrounded by farmers and stuff, so we're good to go.
You're good. Plus, yeah, you're
we're
fine
in the
out
mountains.
There. Yeah, are in
and if I need to fish, we've got the Black Sea. You just take out a fishing pole, boom, you're good to go. And there's mountains, so we have the water that comes down from the mountains. It's good. You could just, scoop it up and drink it. You're good to go.
Very nice. Yeah, you live in a very beautiful location, by the way. It's nice out there.
And the cool thing is what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. The United States made a mistake by putting sanctions on Russia and dropping them off of the petrodollar. So what they did is they just created BRICS and have their own internet. So even if the internet goes down in the USA, Russia and will be okay because they created their own internet service. They don't have to rely on the USA anymore. So they made a huge mistake. Plus, they aligned Russia with China. The United States should have made friends with Russia. Instead of making friends with Russia, they pushed them over to China. And now that's why the United States is in trouble because Russia and China...
That happened during Biden's... first of all, that happened during Biden. And they did it with China, with Iran. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. They did that during the Biden era because Biden was such a pushover that they were able to get by on them. They all turned against Iran now. China's not helping Iran. Well, they tried to, but they got caught. Russia turned their back on Iran, and North Korea. Well, they're not going to do anything either.
Well, it's not that Biden was a pushover. It was the United Slaves of Israel that were pushovers. More people showed up to protest the George Floyd than they did to protest the stolen election. And then Trump comes out and he's like, "Oh, listen, the election was stolen," and that's it. No accountability. Nobody's been arrested. Hunter Biden's still running around with his pedo laptop. So again, I don't understand where because they're all paid. These people are paid by Soros to protest. So if they were paid, they'd be out there protesting. But otherwise, nobody goes out there. Antifa, Black Lives Matter. That whole thing was a scam. Again, it's total propaganda.
I'm glad you said that.
Well, it's a shame because the whole Biden administration should never have happened. People should have been like, you know what, this is bullshit, and they could have gone out there. I don't know what's going on with the Americans. Really, that Brazilian fart porn's got everybody like brainwashed, and they're just so stuck watching porn. It's like really weird. Like nobody protests anymore. What happened? None of this should be happening. None of this. If the Americans just locally too, you don't have to go to Washington, D.C. Just go to your local sheriff's department and demand that the sheriff start arresting these pilots that are poisoning the sky and the ground. That's a good start right there. And if everybody started doing that in their own, go to your local school board, everybody, and tell them we need to stop telling the teachers to chop off the kids' dicks.
Oh, thank you.
Well, there's a lot of that.
People do. There's no unity. It's not the United States of America. It's the divided states of America. And until they unite, look at the Iranians. Holy cow! If you see the footage there, they're all rallying as bombs are going off, and they're not even flinching. Not even flinching. There's literally bombs going off, and everybody's like, "Yeah, well, fuck you. We're still, we're still here. Meanwhile, the Americans, if a bomb went off, they'd all be scattered away. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The Americans have become so pussified. And again, I love my country, but I got to call it like I see it. I don't see anybody protesting.
If I may,
protesting the nonsense.
Victor, I think I don't think you're seeing it all. There are a lot of people whose eyes have been opened up, for lack of a better term, and have seen the nonsense and the corruption that the government was pulling behind our backs. And I for one, I'm kind of glad that it's being exposed. But I don't think to say that all Americans are just rolling over and playing dead. I think, such as myself, I've gone so far right. I'm beyond MAGA at this point. I guess you could call me a radical at this point. And I think people are starting to wake up and become very angry at what's been happening behind our backs. We feel like we've been raped.
Oh, I told you.
Yeah,
we've been raped. I wasn't joking. I mean, I was, but
like what's the term? What's the term? Like metaphorically.
Yes, metaphorically being raped. Yes, it's true. And by the way, this is an Oxford professor, by the way.
Yeah,
Oxford
see,
University.
This is nonsense. They would never put up with this in Iran. They would never put up with this in China. They would, in the country that I'm in, the U.S., the CIA tried infiltrating and making a gay pride week. They actually gave these people a gay pride day. They were like, okay, you know what? We'll give you a day. And then, of course, like everything, they try going for a week. And now, of course, there's a gay pride month in the United States. I was here during that. I was actually there. I was watching the protests. I was covering the story. They beat a reporter to death. And the reason why they did that was because they wanted to send a message to the reporters. They said, listen, you guys are propagating this propaganda and you need to stop it. So yeah, they killed a reporter. It made world headlines, but it was suppressed in the United States because they didn't want to give the Americans any ideas. Yeah,
by the way, that was.
By
the way, I just wanted to quickly say that was not a professor. That was a tutor. By the way, but yes, it's. But yeah, that was pretty outrageous. Yes, I have no idea why universities allow anybody to wear fake prosthetic breasts on their chest.
Oh my God!
Very odd.
Terrible.
This guy looks like Dustin Nemos, by the way.
I don't even want to show that photo anymore. It was on there too long, Victor. It scarred my mind. I mean, Jesus Christ. We're in trouble, Victor. We're in trouble here in the Jew SA, my friend. Again, people thought they were getting President Trump. They thought they were electing President Trump, but instead they got Satan, Benjamin Netanyahu as the president, by the way.
Oh, come on. You really think?
I do. I really do. They control
Trump has been telling Israel to, stop doing what they're doing.
And they didn't listen. And they didn't listen to him.
Yeah. So
and now again, he's cocked and doing he's doing what Benjamin wants them to do.
And what is that?
Be a Jew. He's the first Jewish president. He's doing the bidding of Israel and following through and allowing them to do what they got to do in the Middle East. This is all true. All because of a pedophile named Jeffrey Epstein.
He is a Jew, by the way. A lot of people don't believe that.
They don't want to believe it, but he converted way back. That's right.
Yeah, it came out in the Jewish newspapers and stuff like that. Plus, he's always at the burial ground of that Mashiach that they had. And he's a total Jew. His family's married into the Jews and everything. And he's part of the Chabad Lubavitch. And right now there's a war between the Jews, the Jewish factions of B'nai
I try to say this too. I try to say these things too, Mike, but he doesn't believe that Trump is Jewish. He's waiting until these other publications tell him that that Trump's a Jew.
He admitted he wasn't a Christian, by the way. When he was in Florida before the elections, he told the Christians that they need to vote for him, that there wouldn't be another election. And then he grabbed his chest and he said, I'm not a Christian. He said it clearly. I played it on my channel a number of times.
I've heard him say it.
So he admits he's not a Christian.
This is true. Even Drew Levine has said that Trump is the first Jewish president in the United States. All his children are married to Jews. I mean, what more evidence do you need?
And he's got Lutnick on there, who's also like Lucky Larry Silverstein, happened to not go to the World Trade Center when that happened.
That's right.
And all his employees ended up dying, and he made money off of that. And then he's the guy who wrote the tariff bill, knowing that the tariff bill wasn't going to work. And then they took out insurance on it and made billions. These people are totally fleecing the United
They're all
States.
corrupt, man. They are all corrupt. And of course, that was one neighbor of one Jeffrey Epstein. You have,
yeah, totally.
I mean, he lied about his relationship. Yep. Oh my God.
Yeah, he lied. Oh, I was never on his island. And then there's photos of him chilling out on Epstein's island.
Hey, I don't know the guy. I just bought his property for $1. No big deal.
And then, yeah, and then he was like, he was his neighbor in Manhattan. And he says, oh, I never went over there. Then he says, yeah, I did go over there one time. I went there with my wife, and there was a massage table in the middle of the living room. And I mean, it's just such nonsense. And then that guy, Alan Dershowitz,
that's why
he's like, oh, yeah, I got massaged, but every time I got a massage, it was from a woman of legal age.
Hey, he checked her ID. He checked her ID.
Yeah, I mean, it's just wow. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
It's a shit show, Victor. It's a shit show.
Myke Hideous sounds like a pretty intelligent guy, and they're able to like brainwash.
You're goddamn right
into believing all this.
They brainwashed him.
Yeah.
You know, he believes all the Jewish propaganda.
So
it's sad.
Terrible.
Yeah, the Jews got to you, Mike.
Yep, I'm converting tomorrow. You guys are gonna get my Jew magic tomorrow. I'm gonna put a hex on you.
You know, I try telling him in a serious way, Victor, but it just, he doesn't believe it, and that's fine. You know, he could think whatever he wants. I'm not going to tell him what to think, how to think, or anything of that nature. But yes, he doesn't want to hear it, Victor. It's in one ear and out the other.
That's okay. They'll find out soon enough.
They'll find out, yes.
Because yeah, they will find out. They'll hear that music. What's that music that you got? When you hear that music, yeah. When you hear that music playing, yeah. Don't you have
run for the tunnels when I hear that music?
Yeah, play that song for us, Michael. When you hear that, that's your warning sign.
Run for the hills when you hear this. I would agree. Unfortunately,
they're taking over everywhere. They're moving into Cyprus, into Argentina, into Chile. They're moving into Greece, the Ukraine, Mexico. They're like parasites. And the thing is, once they get in, what's amazing is they're even taking over parts of New Jersey and different states. They've taken over Florida, Boca Raton, Miami, and they have their own police. And they follow their own laws, the Noahide laws.
Like the Muslims.
The Muslims are not. I get what you're saying about the Muslims, but the Muslims don't have the same impact that the Jews do. They don't, and they just don't.
Yeah, I don't see any Jews blowing themselves up or cutting people's heads off or, doing the things.
Yeah, those are. They literally use retards to do that. No offense to the retards, but they're like really. They get these low IQ people and they pay them.
For the Muslims or the Jews?
The Jews pay these Muslims. They control the Muslims too. They're the ones who came up with the Abrahamic religions.
How can you even say that when all the Muslims do is talk about killing Jews?
Yeah, that's all a ruse. Let me tell you, a lot of the people.
Come on, well, it says it right in the Quran. It says it right in the Quran. I know. All Jews, all Christians, all infidels must die.
Yeah, of course, but that's what it says in the. Listen, don't go by that. I'm just going by the facts. The facts is they've arrested a lot of these so-called mullahs, and they turned out to be Mossad. They raised these children from an early
love
age.
To see that information because I have not read anything like that.
It's out there. I put that stuff out on my channel. You should watch my show. Go to VictorHugoCollection.com, scroll to the bottom, and you'll see it. That's why my show is so banned and censored, because I show receipts. The guy
from the river to the sea.
The president from Syria, he used to be Al Qaeda. He was a head chopper, and even that was all faked and like black green screened. But anyway, they put their own people in there. They make pretend that they're Muslims, but they're not. They're Jews. That's their job. Mossad is to rule by deception. So a lot of these, and the Saudis, they're totally Jews. Look these people up. A lot of the people that are actually in charge they're crypto Jews.
Like Myke, he's a crypto Jew Satanist.
Yeah. So they're Jews that disguise themselves. They're masters of disguise. And that's how they win. I wish I was wrong. I really do. And I welcome everybody to check the stuff out because the information is out there.
It's all out there.
Even those people. Yeah, even those people who claim that I've never lived in China, that I don't have a Chinese visa. These people are so stupid. I put this stuff out there. It's all out there. You literally, all you have to do is your research. But if you're too lazy to do your research, then you know what? I don't know what to tell you. But people are so ridiculous. They make all sorts of false claims because they're too lazy to look it up, you know? And I'm not going to sit here and try to, convince everybody. That's not my job. I got other things to do, you know? If you don't want to believe me, don't believe me. I don't care.
Mod on.
Hello? I like those girls, by the way. I'm
Me
so
too.
not gay. That's the other thing. People claim I'm gay. I'm like, whatever. They claim I'm a Jewish Mossad quadruple double CIA agent, and then I'm gay.
Yeah, early on you were accused of being Mossad, which I found to be pretty egregious.
I'm like, okay, that's cool. You could think what you want, man. You know, that's fine. I don't care.
All the information's out there. They're like everything's out there.
Yeah. Like you were saying earlier, these people are cowards. They hide behind fake names and avatars and start spreading shit. But I welcome all these people onto my. I welcome them onto my show with evidence. I'm like, bring the receipts, man. Bring the receipts, and then they chicken out because they got nothing. Same thing with Susan Bradford. She's welcome to come on my show anytime, and Jim Fetzer too. They're all welcome to come on the show. Bring receipts.
Understood. Well, we come full circle now. We've been on here quite a long time, and yes, it was good to talk to you on the program, Victor. And of course, I want to thank you and thank all the callers, and of course, special thanks to the freight train for calling in. We try to mend fences between the two boys here. We're trying to put the team back together. The boys. Trying to bring the boys back together again for another round, but I don't know if it's going to work out. The ball's in Jim Fetzer's court at this point, and I'm not quite sure if he's ever going to reach out to you, Victor. I tried to mend fences multiple times between the two of you, and I came out to be receiving the short end of the straw in that situation because now he won't come on to this program because of you, Victor, as I told you in the beginning.
You're better off. You don't need that nonsense on your show. He's full of lies and his voice sounds horrible. I don't know how people can listen to that show.
The train wreck, as Myke calls him. Well, I love Jim.
By the way, it was nice.
Unfortunate.
It was nice meeting you, Crackhead Hideous, and you're welcome on my show. You're welcome on my show anytime. You can be a guest, and if you guys would like to do this again, the three of us, that's great too. Because
absolutely,
I think we had a pretty good rapport there. That was pretty good, and the
agree.
Callers were fantastic. Thank you to all the callers out there. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I stayed up. It's 7:15 in the morning.
Jesus.
The sun is coming up, so it's Saturday.
Saturday,
yes. This is my Saturday. Yes. So
very
hopefully
nice.
The weather will be nice, and I will go out and enjoy the day and maybe snooze and get a little sunshine on my face.
Very nice. It sounds like a good thing.
Thank you, Victor.
Yeah, thank you very much, Victor, for being a part of the program, and I'll send you the links to all this, and definitely post away and spread the word.
Yeah, and thanks again for putting the picture of those two beautiful ladies up on there. That was much appreciated. Thank you.
Absolutely, my friend. Thanks for being a part of the program. And all of us will join again and do another program in the very, very near future. Victor, it was a great time to have you here. Always a pleasure to have you here. And you take care now and get some sleep, my friend.
Take care, Victor.
Will do. And if you're new to this, just check my stuff out. Go to VictorHugoCollection.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page. You'll see my channels on Rumble and BitChute. I do daily shows weekdays, 9 a.m. and noon. Sometimes I do shows at 5 p.m. as well. And you can find them on Rumble, and you can get into the live chat like you did today and share your thoughts and opinions. They're always welcome. Thank you, everybody.
Very nice. VictorHugoCollection.com or on Rumble. Thank you so much, Victor, and take it easy, my friend.
Cheers.
And there he goes. Really appreciated him being on the program. We really liked Victor here. That was a great time, and Myke, special thanks to you as well for being a part of the program. Always nice to have you here, Myke.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hope you had a good time here.
Yeah, very intense, respectful conversation. I appreciate that very much.
It was a lot of fun, I thought, to
Absolutely.
get this sort of conversation and to hear the callers. That was nice. Good to hear everybody call in, and what a ride that was. Myke, I think you agree. You have to agree with me. That was pretty wild.
What, the conversation?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was a very in-depth, passionate conversation. And what I liked most was that we were able to have the conversation without, hard feelings. And that's important.
Absolutely.
Communication.
Yeah, communication is the key. And Myke, I still am cringing at the fact that we will have J.D. Vance and Newsom as candidates to any degree. It's quite frightening, my friend, and there's nothing more frightening than reality.
You can rest assured that you'll be much happier to know that Kamala Harris is also going to be running, and the possibility of AOC.
Well, America's not going to vote for a woman. I already know that. You should know that. They're just not. They don't want that. America does not want that. They picked Obama over Hillary.
Well, that was fixed.
Well, regardless, I just don't see it. I mean, I'm not against it. That's fine with me, but
yeah, we can't have a woman. No offense to ladies, we just cannot have a woman as a leader.
I just don't see other women actually voting for another woman to a certain degree. I think there's more out there that really despise a lot of women.
You think
unfortunately, a lot of girls hate other girls, Myke. I'm telling you.
You're right on that aspect. I agree with you, but at the same time,
they be hating, Myke. I'm telling you, women are haters.
Look at the women that voted for Kamala, primarily the blue-haired, septum-pierced woke retards. And let's be real here. The only reason they were voting for her was because she was a woman.
Amazing stuff there. And Myke, again, it's been a long time, a long evening of things here. And again, appreciate you being a part of the program as well, my friend. And
thank you.
Good Lord, I wish I could talk to you sooner, but yeah, we've been on quite a while, and
3.5 hours.
Myke, I got to take a piss. I'm not even joking.
Me too, bro.
I got to pee so bad, or else I'd talk to you for a few more minutes here, but I have to cut this short. I don't feel like reaching over for a bottle and pissing inside of a bottle. I know a lot of Amazon drivers out there, a lot of UPS drivers out there, a lot of drivers in general, though. They have no problem getting a bottle and taking a hot steaming piss right there as they work. A lot of them are forced to. Yep, a lot of people are forced to do that, and that's another thing, by the way. Special thanks to all the hard-working Americans, by the way, that worked in factories, that work these sort of hard, intense labor jobs. We really appreciate all of you out there. We depend on you. You are the backbone of America. So, much love to all of those people out there. I'm always good to the delivery people, to everybody, Myke. I try to be a good person, Myke. I try. Well, not everybody.
Yeah, you know what? Checkmate. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's incorrect.
Yeah, not everybody tries to be a decent sort of person, but that's neither here or there. But damn, Myke, I don't know where the time went, my friend. 3 hours really just flew on by.
3.5.
3.5 hours. God damn.
Actually, 3 hours and 24 minutes.
Yeah, it's a long time. But it was a good time. I had a great time, my friend.
Yes,
it was
very in-depth.
Quite interesting to have you on the program, Victor on the program, the callers. It was wild. But yeah, special thanks to all of you, and of course, all the way from New Zealand. That lady who called in Much,
Love it, man.
yeah, much respect to every single person out there, and we'll do it again live. Everybody, we'll do it again. Don't worry. And Myke, any final words before I cut you loose now?
That's it, man. I'm good to go. I'm ready to. Got to take a shower and go to bed.
Got to take a shower and jerk off to Erica Kirk.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? All right, my friend. Well, again, special thanks to you for making it happen, Myke. You've been co-hosting with me for many, many moons now, and Myke, I really appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Well,
All
you
right.
take care, Myke.
I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for allowing me to be on the show with Michael, as well as you, Michael. Thank you for allowing me to be on with you. Good night, everyone. Have a good night.
Take care. And there he goes, boys and girls. That was the one and only Myke Hideous. Special thanks to everybody here, those of you that are listening in on YouTube or the podcast rendition of this program. Really cool, really awesome. Those of you in and out of America, we really appreciate that. It's been quite a journey. It's been quite a ride, to say the very least. And I have no idea what the future has in store for any of us, but it's going to be a bit of a shit show. That's all I can really predict. But my God, what a time it was. We were here for a long time, it seems. Not just a good time, but a long time this one around. But yes, pat yourselves on the back for those of you who listen to this broadcast in its entirety. And yes, you can listen later on by typing in the Michael Decon program and search for the program wherever you listen to podcasts. That's where you'll find us. Absolutely. Yes. Search the Michael Decon program and that's where you'll find us. That's where you'll find us. Yes, reporting to you live from Huntington Beach, California. My name, in fact, is Michael Decon, and I shall see you on the other side. And with that said, the world is a mysterious place, and life itself is a mystery. Until next time, mahalo.
Jew and believe in
it
God.
Doesn't matter. She's tampering in dark-sided stuff. Yes, yes, she did. Her house. She's dark-sided.
Said her whole house.
She is dark-sided too. She's killing me. No! Killing me. No!
Thank you for listening to the Michael Decon program.
About me constantly. He tells me the things that the voices in my head used to tell me.
The new Media Mothership.